I started spending my family's money when I was 7. In 2nd grade, I maxed out both of my dad's credit cards with $100 million limit each in just 3 days. In middle school, I sold most of our company stocks, cashing out nearly $10 billion. Then I blew it all within a month. I triggered a huge financial quake in Tianhai. My dad almost lost control of the company. In just 10 years, I drained a company worth hundreds of billions. At Su Yuqing's house, Su Yuqing looked confused at Lin Churan. You had history with Guchen back in middle school? That jerk is messing with me again. I've been busy practicing piano all these years. Barely chatted with him on QQ. Next time I see him, I'm totally going to beat him up. Ruining my reputation like this. Lin Churan's heart was racing. Luckily, he's quick on his feet. Guchen hurriedly started reading the selected questions, trying to shift the topic for the audience. Why is the Qingbei entrance exam never about Mandarin? But foreign languages are always included. And why do so many Qingbei students go abroad each year? Should Qingbei reform its entrance exam? Who is Qingbei really training talent for? Guchen looked cluelessly at Bai Jingting. Man, there are some strong players at Tianhai TV. That series of questions and controversies have actually been around for years. But they're really tough to solve. Qingbei itself is pretty helpless. So the doubts have always stuck around. The old professors at Qingbei Academy saw the questions and were stunned. Didn't expect a student live stream to bring up Qingbei's problems. Don't all stare at me. You guys don't get it? What am I supposed to do? Wonder how this kid's going to answer. I'm actually curious what he'll say. This kind of question. What can a student who hasn't even enrolled do? Guchen wasn't in a hurry to answer. He took a sip of water. Then slowly said, let's talk about the first one. Why isn't there a Mandarin test? Because Qingbei doesn't offer any Mandarin-related majors. If Qingbei doesn't accept those students, why test it? I know what you want to say. Is someone not good at Mandarin still considered Chinese? But what I want to say is, judging a person is more about what they do. One Mandarin test isn't important. And you all know Qingbei's exams. Those who get the invitation, prepping for 5 subjects is already tough enough. Why add another one? Qingbei doesn't offer a Mandarin major at all. Those who truly love literature, who want to explore in this field, don't need to join Qingbei's entrance exam. Just wait for the national exam. There are plenty of good schools. Qingbei is really all about cultivating STEM talent. Their test setup is for the students' sake. Please understand. Now, why test foreign languages? Anyone who's been to grad school gets it. Without a foreign language, you can't do research. I'm not saying we've been lagging behind for 200 or 300 years. But that's just the truth. Guchen spoke calmly. But it still felt oppressive. Some were spamming Guchen's chat, calling him a bootlicker for the West. Guchen didn't bother. He kept talking. So the answers to the later questions are clear. Why is there a brain drain? Because others are more advanced than us. Because it's better out there. When you have a choice, what will you pick? Choosing a noble path is admirable. But is picking comfort a crime? That's just how society works. If you're short, dumpy, and broke, don't blame girls for leaving you. They'll pick the rich and handsome. Haha, the streamer sure knows how to use metaphors. I feel like I'm getting roasted. As for Qingbei training talent for foreign countries, that's even more ridiculous. If a student scores high enough, is Qingbei supposed to reject them? A homegrown talent. Shouldn't we train them? How can Qingbei know if they'll leave later? And even if Qingbei doesn't accept them, those who can get in, foreign schools are dying to grab them. Just like me. Do you know how hard I worked to leave Saint High? How much effort I put in? If I was any slower, my flight would have been stopped by City. Guess why? They just wanted me to stay at City for undergrad. Guchen knew well. A little bragging is great for speeches. Didn't expect City to be this shameless. God of stocks, you're amazing. When will that City Beast Nation die? Calling themselves the Tower of Humanity. But they're just a robber country. Sucking the blood of all humanity. When can we ever surpass them? Seeing the chat hyped up, Guchen felt pleased. These are his solid supporters. Without them, the future would be tough. Facing brutal global competition. I know everyone is angry. So how do we change things? Actually, it's simple. It's Qingbei's motto, keep striving. No matter how much you talk. If we're not strong enough, nothing matters. To solve the issues you raised, the only real answer is self-improvement. There's no shortcut. But if our research is ahead, why would talent go abroad? If we offer better terms, why worry no one will work here? The streamer is so good at speaking. Will he become Qingbei's president someday? This streamer's big persuasion skills really get you fired up. Too bad we're just dreaming right now. Guchen just chuckled at those comments and continued his speech. I know you all think this is too far off. Some even think there's zero hope. But today, I'm telling you, what I'm saying isn't that far away. It won't take long. Our country will become the tech center of the world. All nations will beg to work with us. Our products will be a mark of advancement. Our path is humanity's future. Because I, Guchen, am here. Because I'm a citizen of our country. Because I'll change everything. A 17-year-old made his declaration loud and clear. Under a bright, starry sky. Even with all the excitement and emotion, no one really believed his words would come true in just a few years. So fast that nobody could react. And humanity entered a new era. Looks like this kid said it all. Maybe you should let him have your job as president. A professor joked. Li Hongzhou stared at Guchen. If he can really do what he says, he can even be my dad. After his passionate speech, Guchen needed a break. To hit the restroom and stuff. Just then, Manager Bai told him. All the challengers dropped out. No one wanted to test Guchen with tough questions anymore. After all, Guchen's a monster, who can solve even the grad school final questions with ease. Unless you really test him with cutting-edge research problems. But that doesn't mean anything. It just shows how strong Guchen is. Should the stream continue? If we keep going, what should we stream next? Manager Bai didn't expect Guchen to be so fierce. Guchen wiped out all challengers halfway through the stream, making him look unprepared. But Guchen expected all of this. All the so-called heroes really aren't that impressive. Get a better computer. We said the stream would last until 10. How can we break our word? Guchen, what are you going to do? With a sly smile, Guchen keeps everyone guessing. This is such a huge exposure opportunity. Why should TV stations get it all? Find advertisers. Guchen won't let himself lose out. He returns to the stream room. Guchen explains to the viewers first. No one is challenging on mic anymore. So now it's just free stream time. Thought the audience would get bored. But the chat is blowing up even more. Awesome. Can the streamer dance? How about a victory dance? To celebrate the win, I suggest the streamer try cross-dressing. I've only seen ugly guys do that and it's gross. Never seen a handsome guy cross-dress. Why is the stream showing a computer screen now? Is he gonna game? Or join an online party? He was bragging just now. Said he was dating girls in middle school. Well, how about the streamer proves it? Let's see some real action. Bring some female streamers on mic. Faced with all these requests, Guchen just smiles it off. He opens the PPT he spent 2 days making. Then, the title, Stellar Tech, pops up on the big screen. What's the streamer up to? Ready to run ads and bail? Stellar Tech is his family's business. Told you all already. Streamer's a rich kid. Don't send him gifts. Hey, streamer. I just sent you a plane. Can you refund it? Streamer, I haven't eaten in 3 days. Can you Venmo me 50 for some food? Guchen takes a deep breath. Then starts his promo. Stellar Tech is the key to the future. I know. There are lots of alumni watching tonight. So, let me introduce my family's company. It's a chance for Stellar Tech. And every driven young person. Some of you might know Stellar Tech. It started out as a contract manufacturer. So people think it's not a true tech company. Lots in the Tianhai business circle know. Stellar Tech nearly went bankrupt recently. But no worries. Stellar Tech has already cleared all its debts. We're back on track. And now, Stellar Tech isn't just an OEM anymore. We're a real tech company now. Guchen's words made the stream go quiet. Is the streamer actually recruiting? I know some people don't buy it. Think. Stellar Tech is just clinging to Donghua Group. And is only surviving for now. But let me remind you, everyone. Stellar Tech and Donghua Group always work as equal partners. Our status is the same. And in a few years, I bet you'll see. It's Donghua Group relying on Stellar Tech. After all this, you guys should know what I'm getting at. That's right, Stellar Tech is relaunching. And needs talented people. A great mission like this shouldn't be done by just me. So anyone with skills and ambition is welcome at Stellar Tech. Hey, streamer. Can a community college grad join? Will you cover room and board? If not, I'm out. Need security guards there? I have 30 years experience. Seeing all these troll comments. Guchen keeps talking about salary and benefits. My dad is working on that. I mainly handle planning and direction. Now, here's a quick intro to the current plan. As everyone knows, new energy is a hot topic. And that's what we'll mainly focus on the next 6 months. Mostly improving charging speed and batteries. Some of you watching, who know the story from Sky Manor, after hearing Guchen, totally get what's going on. Stellar Tech does want to do batteries. Zhang Tao just sighed staring at his laptop. Dog God, really? Why didn't you say so earlier? Really want to do batteries? With our connection, I could have helped you invest in future batteries. No need to do it alone. And Stellar Tech just got out of a bankruptcy and is getting into an entirely new field. Isn't that just asking for trouble? In the second half of the year, all resources are going into these 2 areas. So, that's the kind of talent we need now. Guchen didn't mention the second part. Core R&D doesn't need outside help. Guchen settles that himself. The hardest stuff, Stellar Tech just does experiment and applications. Stellar Tech is sure. The bottleneck for tech these days is here. If we break through, we'll leap into a new era. Whatever it takes. Stellar Tech is ready. Guchen also left out the next part. All current batteries are just temp solutions. The new era is for unlimited energy. Zhang Tao finishes listening. Is he actually serious this time? The Gu family really wants to go all in on batteries. People who know what's up are flooding the chat. Can't believe Stellar Tech is so ambitious. All I can say is, waiting to see Stellar Tech go bust again. Streamer, new energy isn't for regular folks. Solving battery problems is Nobel Prize level. Can the streamer win a Nobel Prize? Hey, you all. Almost forgot to tell you. He's Tianhai's #1 rich kid. Now you get it. Being a wild youth isn't a big crime. But being too cocky is unnecessary. Guys, don't roast him too hard. He'll get depressed. Who am I supposed to listen brag now? Guchen smiles and takes a drink. He's more used to being doubted like this. Everyone hyping him up felt a bit weird. Other than batteries, Stellar Tech will also work in electronics and AI fields. Every Chinese person knows we're stuck with chip issues. But don't worry. Before we surpass them, we can use battery tech to trade for their processes. Long live the unity of the people of the world. The streamer keeps hyping himself up. I just love listening to this. I heard this line a long time ago. No fear of rich kids wasting money. Just worry about rich kids chasing startup dreams. Looking at the streamer, I finally get bypassing the normal path. Hearing those 4 words, I can tell it's a scam. How much money has been scammed from the country over the years? What shortcut does StarTech actually want to take? Is it carbon-based chips? My advice to local semiconductor companies: figure out the basics first. Falling behind isn't scary. Arrogance, while behind, is the real issue. Then there's no hope ever. Bro speaks sincerely. But Guchen is young and already successful. Plus his family has some business. Dreaming big makes sense. Gu Guozhang is inside the TV station building. He looks out the window at Guchen in the plaza. Then checks the tablet in his hand. Not sure this round of marketing by Gucheng is a win or a flop. It's normal for you guys to doubt. Not everyone can make it big. Timing and luck matter. If you want to join StarTech, act early, or you'll regret missing out. With that, Gucheng shuts down the PPT. Didn't a bunch of you just ask me to play games? Honestly, the games I've played, I'm top tier. Feel free to challenge me. As a top hacker, my speed and reflexes are undeniable. Be it mobile games or shooters, or classic one-on-one fighting, Guchen always dominates. Gamer Kid. See you all next stream. Follow my personal social accounts. Not long after ending the stream and getting home, Guchen hears the system chime. Congrats, host, you've completed the stream quest. Reward has been distributed. Besides the 5,000 reputation points from the quest, you earned extra reputation from live streaming, an additional 5,000 points. Genius always comes from the masses. Even if you stand higher, never forget where you came from. Remember to connect with everyone. Trust they'll always have your back. Extra 5,000 reputation points. This stream really made an impact. Plus those earlier Q&A moments really stunned a lot of people. Otherwise the system wouldn't hand out such high reputation. No way they'd give so much otherwise. As for that last sentence, Guchen just ignores it. Does the system really not trust me? Guchen can do anything. Except one thing. Traitor, that idea hits hard. Guchen takes out the food the system gave. Reward, microtech. Panoramic recorder. Looks like just a tiny pearl, barely 2 mm radius. Guchen can't even find the camera lens. No clue how it records. Following the manual, Guchen plugs it into XIO-DAI's main unit. And something amazing happens. That tiny pearl smoothly merges into the ring. Like it never existed. Is this alien tech? Quark restructuring? Or atomic splitting? Won't it explode? Guchen is shocked. But still curses at the system. Stupid system. Where's my recorder? System, give it back? Seriously? Are you dumb? Just ask Xiao Di for it. Oh, Gucheng blushes a little. According to the manual, this recorder can be placed anywhere. With a power supply, it'll work. Guchen isn't in a rush to take it out. Instead he grabs his phone, asks Xiao Di, hey, did you figure this out yet? Show me a demo. Wait up. Xiao Di is still learning. Damn, so useless. Guchen fires up his new computer. Gets familiar with the recorder with Xiao Di. No wonder Xio Di's server is always packed. It keeps him feeling stuck. Guchen realized. Even if Xiao Di is a little slow, he's still a super AI after all. Definitely necessary. To build him a dedicated server. Makes it easier to train him too. Plus now, the equipment at home, and some security gear in StarTech's HQ, is also monitored by Xiao Di. Poor kid's got a lot on his plate. I'll build you a new home tomorrow. As he says this, Guchen finally masters this panoramic recorder. And soon, his computer screen shows all the views around him. Guchen checks his ring. This thing records everything within 50 meters. Clearly not your typical camera tech. Because even when Guchen puts the ring in his pocket, it keeps recording. Must be some special information exchange tech. Should I try to reverse engineer this? But then he shakes his head. His current skills and manufacturing ability. Reverse engineering it would be a waste of time. Chances of success are slim. But the solar panel on the ring might be worth a look. Right now, the ring acts as an info relay hub for Xiao Di. Such a hub needs power. So that's where the solar panel comes in. Guchen's been eyeing this for a while. If he could figure something out, he might earn a little extra. But he'll probably get stuck on new materials again. Not sure if he can copy it. After trying out the rewards, Guchen suddenly realizes. Seems like he can't really use this thing. Rich guy like him. Can't just jump into that kind of industry. Guess it'll just be a fancier dash cam. Meanwhile, elsewhere, the impact of Guchen's stream still grows. It's still fermenting. His young genius is impressive. But his unrealistic dreams are funny. Qingbei star, Tianhai prodigal, potential king of hype. Seems like Guchen can't escape controversy. Those who care about him are deep in thought tonight. Everyone has something on their mind. Yu Xiaofei trusts Guchen's declarations. Completely. He might be the one who trusts Guchen most right now. Even more than Gu Guozhang. The reason's simple. Yu Xiaofei has been almost living in the R&D department. He knows the battery Guchen gave him is awesome. But didn't expect it to be this next level. Now, this graphene battery is under testing. Yu Xiaofei believes, once this generation is released, those phones with huge batteries and super long battery life will all look silly. In the brutal phone market, when one feature stands out, it can create a huge advantage. And now, this battery advantage is a game changer. Plus, long-way phones have no weak spots. Right now, Yu Xiaofei. StarTech finally has what it takes to go head-to-head with major brands like Citibank. The only thing missing is the key technology for the battery interface. StarTech didn't hand it over to Longwei. This affects charging speed and energy balance. It's like StarTech is holding Longwei back a bit. But Yu Xiaofei is still really grateful. Just like Guchen said that day. Longwei didn't cooperate. Plenty of companies are happy to work with StarTech. And this battery alone is enough for Longwei for now. Yu Xiaofei is pretty excited now. Waiting to see what Guchen does next in batteries. That could truly be a new era. Now, Longwei Group really needs to rely on StarTech. Best if they just keep working together. Su Yuqing and Lin Churan don't care about all this. They just see Guchen bragging like usual. They just feel happy Guchen cleared up doubts about his grades. They're glad for him. Now the two girls are talking about where to go for the rest of the holiday. Su Yuqing wants to invite Guchen along. Lin Churan didn't agree at first. But after thinking it over, having someone to do the heavy lifting isn't bad. So she didn't object. Su Yuqing added Guchen to the group chat. But she tried to reach Guchen a few times. And he never responded. Are young people these days all going to bed so early? It's not even 1 a.m. yet. Next morning, Guchen finally saw. There was a new group in his QQ chat. Even though he really wanted to travel with the two cute beauties, Guchen still firmly turned down Su Yuqing's invitation. Yuqing, my dad is super exhausted lately. I have to help him out. You guys go enjoy yourselves. He felt that reply was a bit abrupt. So Guchen added another line. Also, no bringing any other guys along, alright? After sending that, Guchen wasn't done and remembered to report his plans in the group every day. Stay safe. Oh, and I really don't recommend going to the beach. The sun is crazy strong this year. You'll get tan so fast. You don't want to start school looking sunburned, right? Both sisters saw Guchen's message and couldn't believe it. He actually said no. If word got out, this would be almost as wild as Guchen's usual big claims. Going to help his dad? He's just a high schooler, what can he even do? Probably just show up at the company to prove he's the boss's son. He bragged so much on the live stream. He's gotta do something. Su Yuqing spoke up for Guchen. Roommate's not bad. Maybe we shouldn't travel either. I could go help at my dad's company. Lin Charan teased. Hey, you're gonna be a big doctor someday. What, you're gonna help Uncle Su sell digestive tablets and supplements? Don't mess around. Just enjoy your holiday. Otherwise, med students won't ever have free time later on. Su Yuqing gets it. The Su family runs a pharmaceutical company, sounds fancy. But really it's more like a food business. Mostly making health supplements. Su Luo's been trying to change direction for years. But doing real medicine needs lots of money and pro talent. Things the Su family doesn't have. That's why he's all for his daughter studying medicine. It's not just about his wife's illness, but also the family's future. Alright, just us two sisters then. We'll go have fun. But why doesn't Guchen want us to go to the beach? It's summer right now. Isn't it perfect beach weather? With sunscreen? It's not that easy to get tanned, right? Lin Charan didn't know what to say. Su Yuqing really doesn't get guys. How's she ever going to handle Guchen, that sly one? After thinking, Lin Charan just posted in the group. Guchen, I'm taking Yuqing to the beach. We just bought 2 cute swimsuits. Guchen was like, wow, seriously? He ignored Lin Charan's mischief. Shouldn't have stressed the beach thing earlier. Lin Charan, I suggest you be nice. If you mess up my Yuqing, you'll have to pay for it. After sending this, Guchen put his phone away. A model Qingbei student can't just get caught up in romance every day. Gotta focus on making money. Su Yuqing finally understood now. She blushed and hit Lin Charan. Blame Charan for talking about the beach. Not going. Let's go to Nanjiao province. Heard the sky there is so blue and the wind's lovely. Super pretty. Okay, I'll go with you. Lin Charan agreed. But she didn't say one thing. You're staying faithful for Guchen. But that jerk might not do the same for you. Helping his dad during break was something Guchen planned early on. StarTech needs to get stronger now. If Guchen doesn't step in, his dad working solo, who knows how long that'll take. While eating breakfast with his dad, talking about just going straight to the lab, Guchen suddenly heard the system beep in his mind. Ding. As a man, you gotta keep your promises. Main mission, prove Goldbox conjecture. Rewards, unknown. Mission time limit, 3 years. Main mission, finish the final graphene battery upgrade. Get orders from at least 3 car makers. And publish 3 related science papers. Reward, 23,000 reputation points. Basic chemistry points. 2 mall lottery chances. And 1 set of primary electric engine designs. Whoa. That second mission reward is seriously loaded. Like, reputation points and chemistry points or whatever. But that engine blueprint is awesome. In engines, China's always behind abroad. Guchen thinks one day he can catch up. But who knows when that will be. Plus, he can't handle everything himself. If he could just get the blueprint, it'd save him a ton of trouble. With the new battery, he could take the whole auto industry to another level. After the excitement, Guchen made up his mind. He'll just work himself to death in the lab for now. And get a graphene battery ready for cars. But the first mission intro sounds way too simple. Doesn't even mention the rewards. Why doesn't the system say what the first mission reward is? Because I can't judge if you'll finish this mission. Reward depends on how fast you do it. It's all uncertain, so it's not listed. Guchen disagreed. What, you don't think I can do it? I'm putting math points first next. Bet I can tackle an old problem from centuries ago. Feeling pretty confident, Guchen asked honestly. What level does my math need to be? To solve Goldbox conjecture? At least 80. System reply. Guchen couldn't help but gasp. 80? That means his production level has to reach level 4. Otherwise, there's no way to level up to 80. And the system doesn't allow you to just focus on one subject. So Guchen has to get all his other subjects up to 82. How much reputation does that even take? How much money? Guchen didn't even dare do the math. Just focus on fame and money. Hope this dumb system adds a few more high reputation characters later. Like this battery mission now. But this mission only gives a bit over 20,000 reputation. No idea how many months I'll have to grind. It's really hopeless. No wonder the system doesn't dare give a concrete reward. The time limit is just 3 years. Chances are I won't finish in time. If the mission fails, nothing much will happen. But if the main quest fails, there will be consequences. You'll lose 10 points in the core subjects. And the system shuts down for a year. No new missions at all. Damn it, Guchen really regrets it now. It'd be fine just talking some average big talk on stream. Why go up against the system, seriously? So many experts couldn't solve these hard problems for centuries. Why am I hellbent on cracking it myself? Against math? Humans really should stay humble. Looks like Tsinghua and Peking are only an option for the academy. Just follow those old guys and work with them. Maybe you don't need over 80 points in math. In his mind, Guchen made his college major decision. Though Gu Chang had already told Gu Guozhang that he'd come help out. When Gu Guozhang saw him get up early today, he was still surprised. You just finished a stream yesterday. Not going to rest for a few days? Son, you really work hard. You're coming to work with me even during break. Heard a bunch of your classmates went on trips. Dad feels guilty about that. Gu Guozhang was both guilty and loving. Guchen had no time for drama. He just opened the car door. Enough talking. Let's go. Now Guchen was feeling some regret. Sold all the family properties. Sure, the future belongs to the stars. But for now, land is still everything. Right now, Xingchen Tech doesn't have a big lab. The current graphene project still uses Longwei Group's lab. Dad, we still need land. Can't keep going without our own research center. Of course, Gu Guozhang got it. But it's not that easy. Especially in a pricey city like Tianhai. Getting things approved fast is tough for us. But really, the main thing is we're broke. Let's wait for Longwei's new product release. Then try talking to the higher-ups. A huge city like Tianhai can't possibly not have a tech park, right? I think the area near Pingyuan Mountain and Lujin River is pretty good. Maybe we can develop something there. Gu Guozhang rolled his eyes with a sigh. That area is a major scenic spot in Tianhai. If you tried to develop there, the locals would drown you with spit. Cities like Tianhai do develop scenic zones. But what's the point? Gu Cheng just pouted. The tech park I mentioned is totally green and pollution-free. It wouldn't harm the environment. So why not? Just because you say it's green doesn't mean it is. Who do you think you are? If you want approval, top-level projects like that, wait till you're an academician. Guchen also felt stuck. Getting land in Tianhai is really hard and seems impossible to solve. After all, short-term, Xingchen Tech can't make much money. Son, I know you're ambitious. But everything takes time. We'll get what we need, eventually. Yeah, take it slow. Guchen nodded. But deep down, he still felt anxious. Especially after what the system said last night. It's just so you don't ask me everything. That really gives Guchen a serious sense of crisis. But he still has no idea where the danger is. The father and son soon arrived at Longwei Group. At the R&D center in Tianhai. Son, you really don't need me to go in with you? The people inside aren't easy to handle. I'm worried you can't get it done. Guchen laughed. Aren't they just working on stuff I gave them? My own students can't bully their mentor, right? Makes sense. I'll head out, then. If there's any trouble, call me. Or just ask your sister Xiaofei. She should be at the R&D center these days. Got it. Guchen thought for a bit. Then leaned in through the window and told his dad. Xingchen Tech really needs its own headquarters and center. Later, once we team up with other companies, I'm sure we can make it happen. Gu Guozhang just smiled bitterly to himself. Guchen is recognized as a teenage genius now. But he's still too naive in business. Pingyuan Mountain, Lujin River's second estuary. That's a huge development area. That would be a massive project. Who dares make that call so easily? That would definitely alarm the central government. Thinking a few more businesses will make it work. That's just too naive. If money's a problem, Xingchen Tech can get listed after restructuring. Financial moves are still an option. Guchen added. Gu Guozhang sighed. Son, I get it. You don't need to worry about this. I'll take care of it. As for Xingchen Tech's R&D center, don't worry. We'll find a place to use for now, that's not an issue. You just focus on studying. Try to become an academician early. After that, Gu Guozhang drove off. Gu Cheng could tell his dad was just brushing him off. But there wasn't anything else he could do. Gu Cheng just isn't powerful enough yet. You can't always get your way. And he didn't keep stressing about it. Gu Cheng got himself together and headed for Longwei's R&D center. straight to the graphene battery lab. Set up just a few months ago. Yu Xiaofei gave Guchen top clearance. So after Guchen swiped his card, he got into the lab with no problem. Then, Guchen called everyone in the lab together and directly started picking helpers. I'm Guchen. I need a few people to help me out now. Priority to those on the Xingchen Tech team. But Longwei Group employees are fine too. Raise your hand if you're interested. All the researchers glanced at each other. Who is this guy? He's so young. And he wants people to just work for him? So arrogant. That's the Xingchen Tech prince. Probably just here to play around. I'm not gonna play with the boss kid. A researcher whispered. And slowly took a few steps back. Have you not watched the news? This is this year's Tsinghua and Peking top scorer. And got a perfect score. I'm actually pretty capable. Probably a college student. Here to check out the front lines of scientific research. Someone spoke up. So what? No matter how smart, still just a student. What can you even do here? The group's tasks are super urgent right now. I don't want to waste time with him. Even after graduating for so many years. I finally get to be part of a huge project myself. Who has time to play babysitter for the prince? No need to overthink it. Everyone silently came to the same conclusion. Even if someone wanted to curry favor with the star prince, seeing the group unmoved, no one wanted to volunteer first. Just planned to find Guchen privately later. Turns out no one was willing to stick their neck out for him. Guchen laughed loudly. No wonder Xiaofei picked such good researchers. You seniors are pretty proud, aren't you? But there's one thing I have to let you know. Over the past stretch, the graphene battery you've been working on, I was the one who made the first prototype. That stirred up a huge reaction. Everyone stared at Guchen like he was crazy. Is this some kind of joke of the century? To be honest, that battery's not really anything cutting edge. It's only useful in the short term. So you guys shouldn't think working on this project is anything special. If Longwei and Xingchen stay partners in the future, you'll have plenty to be proud of. A few who watched Guchen's live stream earlier stood there silently, mouths wide open. Yesterday, they were only watching Guchen crash into a wall via screens. Who would have thought? Today, they're seeing it happen in real life. The original graphene battery should be already fitted in phones. You guys are probably upgrading it now, right? Honestly, I don't think it's necessary. But Xiaofei needs to make money. So, guess we'll keep squeezing it for profit. Foreigners do it too anyway. What I'm working on is pretty close to yours. Except, I want to make a much bigger battery. And pump out a higher output. Plus, make it way more durable. Since it's going in cars. The crowd was shocked again. Car batteries? That's a huge ambition. But, thinking about it, it makes sense. Since graphene batteries and phones have crazy long battery life, turning it into a car battery would be a game changer. But can a kid like you really pull it off? Gushao, how do you prove? You made the first graphene battery? Guchen lightly chuckled. Right now, I'm standing here with the authority to gather you all up. Isn't that proof enough? Or do you really think I'm just Yu Xiaofei's kept boy? Do you guys really believe Yu Xiaofei is the type to let her kept boy mess up her lab's leadership? Now everybody finally understood. Yu Xiaofei is no ordinary person. She might be young, but climbing to this spot in the super competitive Yu family, it's not something just anyone can do. She definitely knows her priorities. In the beginning, you probably saw an experiment record, right? It clearly showed. The experiment was at St. High, NYC. That was my high school. It's because of that battery. My return to China was so tough. My plane almost got grounded, too. You guys are actually really lucky. Guchen repeated his legendary return to China. Gu Xiao, let me help you out. I was in charge of the battery base. Someone finally spoke up and said okay. You're in. Gu Xiao, can I join? But I mostly did testing. On computers. Not much hands-on research experience. And she's a young lady. Wearing a lab coat. With a mask on. Guchen couldn't see her face. But she was definitely female. And she seemed to have a nice figure. Guchen replied, sure, of course. Even now, everyone believes Guchen. But there's still no big rush to volunteer. No one's eager to follow him. After all, helping out a 17-year-old kid. These so-called successful professionals just couldn't swallow their pride. So Guchen only got 5 people in the end. 4 men, 1 woman. Joined him. In the lab Yu Xiaofei cleared for him. This project is one that I'm totally running myself. It'll be tough for everyone these days. Hope you understand. Guchen logged in to his Longwei account on the lab computer and started printing up the materials. He prepared ahead of time. Gushao, should we call you that? Or call you Xiaogu president? Or teacher? A researcher asked tentatively. As scientists, calling someone Xiao feels weird. Feels pretty awkward inside. Whatever, just call me Guchen directly. I don't mind. But no, teacher. I'm really not that old. Guchen replied. There's something he didn't say. Only special people could ever call themselves his apprentice. Guchen, how did you work out this battery? Guchen's attitude now was much more relaxed. The researchers felt comfortable chatting. They said, honestly, I'm impressed. About the graphene project. Plenty of global teams are working on it. But I couldn't believe. A high schooler beat everyone to it. How did I develop it? Easy mode, thanks to the system. Guchen obviously couldn't say that. Just got lucky, I guess. Graphene projects are super common. But most are focused on superconductors. Not many do batteries. And the old graphene batteries, compared to lithium or lead flow batteries, didn't really have advantages. So no one really worked on them. I just happened to snag the opportunity. Hearing Guchen's answer, they actually felt a bit uncomfortable. He's being way too modest. After saying that, Guchen sent some materials to the researchers. I could have just given you eDocs, but thought physical copies might be easier to read. Good for calculations and notes too. I'll go do something else now. Finish the tasks I gave you first. Looking at the thick stack of papers, Li Xian and the others were stunned. Is this what being an assistant means? It's way too much. That's when they realized. The printer was actually running non-stop. Guchen, what about mine? Why didn't I get one? The only young lady, Liu asked, confused. Aren't you doing testing? My side of things just happens to need your help. Liu blushed, seemingly understanding something. Nodded quietly. The other four gave Guchen weird looks. There've been rumors about young Master Gu being a flirt. Never thought he'd be so casual about it. There aren't many ladies in R&D. And now Guchen's hitting on them. It's pretty over the top. But the four didn't dare say anything. No one has the guts to compete with Guchen for girls. Okay, let's get to work then. If you hit a snag, discuss among yourselves first. Only ask me if you really can't solve it. Pick any workstation you like. After saying that, Guchen walked further inside. He headed to the scanning room behind the door. Senior, your name is Liu, right? Come with me. Guchen didn't rush to scan the ring. Instead, he first connected the ring to the main computer system. Then, he started typing on the keyboard. Guchen, aren't we starting yet? Are you scanning something? Wait, this kid is really clueless. I've taught them for so long. And still can't handle this small task. Of course, Guchen was talking about Xiao Dai. This is Longwei Group's turf. Guchen couldn't promise there weren't any bad guys here. So he had to stay cautious. The safest way was to have Xiao Dai take over all the electronics. Liu was totally confused. She could only watch Guchen from behind. Done. Guchen stood up, holding the ring, acting calm. He wasn't going to tell Liu he'd taken over the whole building. Now, his access was even higher than Yu Xiaofei's. You're in charge of logging all the data catalogs. Just do it the same way you used to at work. Guchen instructed Liu. I'll handle the scanner. Liu nodded. She thought she'd get to try something new. But it turns out it's the same old thing. Just changed to a different boss. But the work hasn't changed at all. Sister Liu, no matter what data you get, or what you see, you need to keep it secret. This is our little secret. Guchen reminded Liu again. Just between us. Liu blushed again. Are kids all this good at teasing now? Using basic tech to scan high-tech products actually makes for an interesting experiment. Guchen smiled. Then he pulled out a user manual from his pocket and started following the steps. This operation left Liu dumbfounded at the logging station. Do young people really work like this now? Guchen, why not let Zhaodong in? He's familiar with the scanner. It's fine, if anything breaks, I'll pay Xiaofei for it. Guchen refused right away. He'd never let someone mess with his ring. If this thing got out, it could literally start World War III, Li Yuefu. It's not about compensation. She's just worried something might happen to you. A genius is still a genius. Guchen still picked up how to operate the machine easily. So Liu stopped worrying about him. Because the scan data started coming out, her work began. Normally, all the data would automatically back up to Longwei Group's system. But what Liu didn't know was, these files, she was the only one in the world who could see them. Honestly, Guchen could have done the job himself. But working alone is lonely. And this scan was just to reverse engineer the solar panel. He never expected to fully study this high-tech ring. Right after leaving the console and checking the data, Yu Xiaofei suddenly rushed over. Hey kid, you come here. And don't even check in with me first. Instead you're hitting on my people straight away. Aren't you a little out of line? Before Yu Xiaofei even showed up, her voice had already come through. Gu Chen hurried to greet her. Sis, don't wrong me. They're all willing participants. I'm not the type to force anything. Really? Yu Xiaofei gave a sly smile. When you were 8, you flipped my pockets, trying to take money, and even tried to take my pants off. How come I didn't see the gentle side of you then? The 4 outside researchers and Li Yu all turned to stone. President Yu really doesn't hold back. Gu Chen was about to cry. How do rumors even start? 90% of all gossip comes from the person involved. His pretty boy reputation was almost entirely caused by his good sister Yu Xiaofei. Sis, you might not care about face, but I still do. Let's talk in your office. Gu Chen quickly whispered to her. Alright, I'll listen to you. Let's talk in the office. But Yu Xiaofei didn't lower her voice. Li Yu looked at her with envy. Wow, being rich is nice. I've got to work harder. Gu Chen gave up. He just couldn't do anything about Yu Xiaofei. Whatever, people can say what they want. Just hope it doesn't ruin my dating life. Sister Li Yu, help me organize it. Focus on the solar panel parts. I'll mark it for you. Gu Chen instructed Li Yu. Then use the computer to analyze its molecular structure. I'll check back soon, Sister Li Yu. Yu Xiaofei looked at the researcher with warning in her eyes. This researcher didn't seem that special. Gu Chen probably wouldn't be interested. But who knows with this flirty kid? Li Yu got nervous under Yu Xiaofei's gaze. She just quietly responded. Then focused on her computer. Chen, did you get something new? Yu Xiaofei asked. Not sure if it counts as special. We'll know soon enough. Gu Chen affectionately pulled Yu Xiaofei's arm. Sister Xiaofei, let's head to your office. It's just not convenient here. This time, it was Yu Xiaofei's turn to blush. This brat is getting bold. After the two left, people in the lab couldn't hold back their curiosity. Are Gu Chen and President Yu actually together? Come on, they're just close like siblings. It's not what you're thinking. The Gu and Yu families aren't even related, right? I think President Yu likes Gu Chen. But Gu Chen doesn't really seem like boyfriend material. I heard rich women nowadays like younger guys. No idea if Gu Chen's more like a wolf or a puppy. If President Yu really wanted to marry Gu Chen, would the Yu family even agree? Hard to say. Gu Chen's still young, and already made a graphene battery for real-world use. His future looks super promising. But the Yu family's been around for a century. We'll have to wait and see if they'd pick him. Depends on how things play out. Alright, enough gossip. Can you even understand the materials in front of you? I studied them for a while. Now my head hurts. I honestly can't believe a 17-year-old student came up with this. Same here. I used to doubt his graphene battery. But now I'm completely convinced. If he didn't invent it, how could he know it so well? And plan the next research steps and focus points? Better dig into the documents quickly. And really think things over. I don't want, right on the first day working with him, to have to ask this kid for help. Everyone else agreed with that. They stopped chatting and focused on their work. Working with Gu Chen, they were bound to work a lot harder than before. Even though they used to be tired already, but after Gu Chen left for college, everyone wanted to follow him and go to college too. Damn, it's only been over a month. They feel like they've learned more than in previous years. Plus, Gu Chen even tripled their salaries. Where else can you find such a great boss? When they got to the office, Yu Xiaofei suddenly turned serious. As soon as she sat down, she asked, Uncle Gu, I heard you want to develop graphene batteries for EVs. Gu Chen nodded, yeah. Xiaofei, do you want to buy in? At Xingchen Tech, we do business by making friends, never making enemies. Yu Xiaofei joked impatiently. Those 5 people you picked are actually from my Longwei group, brought in by our Longting Project Top Talent Program. And you're using my lab too. Isn't that investing already? Fine, fine, I know you love making money, Xiaofei. As your little bro, I'll make sure you strike it big. But Yu Xiaofei was worried. This morning, I just consulted a few auto industry experts. Investing in EVs is okay in moderation, but going big is way too risky. Gu Chen laughed. Xiaofei, are you even investing anything? You just need to take good care of your little bro every day. Once I make the product, just wait for the money to roll in. That sounded a little off coming from Gu Chen. How confident are you? If we use graphene batteries in EVs, for key things like range and charging speed, how much better will they be compared to current EVs on the market? Yu Xiaofei pressed. I just got started. I don't have any data yet. Hard to say for now. Gu Chen answered honestly. Small graphene batteries. The blueprints were given by the system. so there's no problem there. But now I need to expand, improve, and develop myself. So even if I'm confident, I can't guarantee it yet. Yu Xiaofei sighed inwardly. Looks like the chances for this project aren't great. But he didn't really care. He saw it as letting Guchen have some fun. Anyway, the mobile app is already making plenty of money. You just finished your live stream yesterday. I thought you'd take a couple days off. Didn't expect you to come right in. So, how's it going? Are you happy with the big lab I arranged for you? Yu Xiaofei stopped pressing about car batteries and started chatting about daily life. Time's waiting for no one. So I gotta work hard. Guchen grinned. Letting me use such a big lab, won't that affect your company's other R&D projects? R&D investment is always a gamble. The group spends a ton of money on R&D every year, but very few pay off. Might as well let you have some fun, little bro. After all, you're a Tsinghua peaking prodigy. You need to practice too. Do I really need practice, Xiaofei? Come on, you don't trust me, Xiaofei? When I succeed, I won't split profits with you anymore. Yu Xiaofei smiled and picked up a file from the desk and handed it to Guchen. How am I not trusting you? See? I'm already helping you get sponsors. The Future Battery Bidding Conference. Giving EVs a real future. And a clean world for humankind. Guchen was surprised. It hasn't even been long since the Future Battery got big investments. And now they're starting to bid? So fast. Don't tell me Longwei Group is investing in Future Battery too? Yu Xiaofei smirked. I wouldn't put money in myself. But some family members did. Guchen said. Yu Xiaofei's secrecy is impressive. Even keeping siblings in the dark. The family competition is ruthless. With groups like Ollie and Longwei stepping in, no wonder the Future Battery is in such a rush. So ambitious. Yu Xiaofei nodded. Yeah, I heard the Future Battery execs are already thinking about going public. Once they land a few automaker orders, they'll most likely make it happen. Going public means investors start cashing out. That's why so many big shots are betting on this industry. Xiaofei, what are you worried about? Shouldn't you back me even more? Yu Xiaofei pouted. If it was really that promising, those folks wouldn't be huddling together. For business people, splitting profits is always better with fewer people. Most entrepreneurs these days are opportunists. Few are purely focused on their work. Lately, environmentalism's been hot, and regulations are tight. So these guys found an opportunity. I've looked closely into Future Battery too, and honestly, it's pretty good. Spread out, it could be an industry giant. But with so much capital in now, it's going to be tough for them. At that VC meeting, Guchen judged things from the product angle, while Yu Xiaofei is analyzing from a business perspective. But they reached the same conclusion. Oh right, Xiaofei almost forgot. If Future Battery fails, the person who kills it might be you. Yu Xiaofei laughed. If it dies, so be it. No need to let it become a tool for capital. Once Longwei releases its new product, graphene battery applications will for sure become the hottest topic. By then, Future Battery's IPO plans will be stalled. And once Guchen develops graphene batteries usable in EVs, that's a death sentence for Future Battery. So when is our new product launch? Guchen asked. 3 days after the Future Battery Bid Conference. This afternoon, we'll announce the date in a teaser release. Guchen was surprised. That's fast. Will the phone be ready? He handed the sample to Yu Xiaofei. It's only been so long, but we already have a product. Yu Xiaofei pulled out a black phone from her bag and tossed it to Guchen. Fast? I think it's slow. I've used this phone for over a month. No issues at all. Guchen took the black phone. This could be the world's first graphene battery phone. Looks just like a regular phone, but it's super light when you pick it up. That's the first big plus of graphene batteries. Every Longwei product line is arranged and designed far ahead. This phone could have been made a while ago. Just needed a new battery. If tests check out, why wait any longer? Guchen laughed. But this way, Future Battery's losses won't be that big. They only got the money recently anyway. Probably didn't spend much yet. Yu Xiaofei chuckled. Little bro, you really want them to go under that bad? They're just working on the same project as you. Guchen quickly explained. I don't wish that on them. But when you're used to being broke, you just want the rich to take the loss for once. You're broke? Yu Xiaofei laughed. But thinking about it, from childhood till now, Guchen really never flashed cash. Yet he bankrolled a lot of families. Chen, where does all your money even go? Guchen sighed. I just give it back to the people. Yu Xiaofei rolled her eyes. Too lazy to keep asking. At least he hasn't ruined her family yet. But actually, Guchen had a point. He gave the money to the system. The system boosted his abilities. And ultimately he helps humanity. So really, his money did go to the people. How about we delay the launch for 2 more days? Yu Xiaofei laughed. Don't worry. There's no turning back for Future Battery now. They've already set up some extra factories. And spent a ton on marketing. Our move here doesn't really make much difference if we strike now or later. That's why they're so anxious. Money really drives production. Guchen sighed. Science and technology still can't beat profit when it comes to boosting production. Foreign semiconductor tech is basically built on huge orders worth hundreds of millions. But thinking about it, if Future Battery can't hold on, a bunch of regular workers and subcontractors are gonna suffer. Gucheng suddenly thought of Yu Xiaofei. He flashed a sly smile. Relax, I'm already raising funds. Our graphene batteries are new materials. And with Longwei's great benefits, we won't have trouble attracting talent from Future Battery. Once Future Battery totally collapses, I'll take over those factories myself. All their early marketing will end up helping us. Yu Xiaofei said. After all, Future Battery is actually useful. Wouldn't want it to go to waste. Guchen couldn't help but gasp. He looked at his phone, feeling all kinds of emotions. A tiny tech advantage, in the hands of someone like Yu Xiaofei, really turns into something amazing. With the advanced graphene batteries, Future Battery's plans can totally unravel. Then Yu Xiaofei can poach their people. And then market Future Battery again. Will there be more investment? Finally, Yu Xiaofei steps in to wrap it up. Just like his earlier research, Future Battery is valuable. It can be used in cars. Longwei Group has never given up on the auto industry. But thinking more deeply, this plan is a big gamble too. When Yu Xiaofei decides to take Future Battery, it's not gonna be easy. His competitors aren't pushovers. No way will they just let him win. Dominate everything? No way. Yu Xiaofei could just skip the last step. He loses nothing. Just picking up some industry talents is enough. He can take his time with the auto industry. As for Guchen, Yu Xiaofei said, just let him fool around. For one summer break. Can the auto industry or new energy really flip in that time? If Guchen succeeds, he'll head straight to Tsinghua or Peking University. Even being Guchen's assistant for a year wouldn't be a loss. If he fails, who cares? That's how top leaders make moves. Always make sure they never lose. Always profit, always winning. Sis, I overheard your business secrets. Is my life at risk? Guchen hugged himself in fear. Yu Xiaofei tapped Guchen's forehead. This isn't much of a secret. I've got even bigger secrets. Want to know, little brother? Guchen's pupils shrank. He stared at Yu Xiaofei's seductive face. And her figure that's hard to describe. He swallowed nervously. Clearly, he shouldn't linger here. I'm heading back to the lab. Once back, Guchen dived straight into his work. Liu handed a few data sheets to Guchen. And couldn't help asking, what's this? Is this another new battery? Solar panel. Nothing special. Guchen didn't bother sitting down. He continued, do you think we can actually make this now? Guchen asked. Liu felt flattered. Does this mean getting directly involved in R&D? Looking at its basic structure, we should be able to produce it. But assembling it seems tricky. Guchen nodded. No wonder Longwei Group brought in researchers for the Longting project. Even just a testing job, their skills are solid. Alright, let's begin. First, figure out all the materials we need. Then try making this base plate. Guchen set aside the data sheets and started modeling on the computer. You'll handle the lighting part. I'll take care of the rest. We gotta work fast. Li Xian's project is the real main event. Liu is stunned. This decisive energy doesn't feel like a student who hasn't been to college. Any questions? Guchen saw Liu hesitating and frowned. Nope. Liu quickly shook her head, then sat down with the sheets to get to work. After organizing just now, Liu already had a rough idea. Choosing materials for the lighting part should be the easiest job. Guchen took on the hardest work. If she messed up even the easiest part, she shouldn't stick around at Longwei all day long. Except for lunch at the cafeteria, Guchen stayed in the lab. Made Liu and the team admire him even more. Talented people are impressive, but hardworking geniuses really inspire. He worked late into the night. Liu finally finished the lighting section. By that time, Li Xian and others had already left. When Liu happily reported to Guchen, she saw that Guchen's computer already had a solar panel model. That's just insane. Liu felt Guchen might not need her at all. Her tasks he could probably finish in an hour. Guchen didn't care about Liu's mood shift. He took Liu's analysis sheet, nodded approvingly. Nice job, it's already dark out. You should head home and rest. I'll send you everything later. Tomorrow, you're in charge of buying supplies. I'll run a test in the production lab. Liu couldn't hide her frustration. Guchen, are you an alien? This was originally mine. Reverse engineering is easy. Plus we're just making the light panel. Guchen laughed. The gap between people is bigger than between dogs. Liu sighed. Growing up, he was always the good kid. Met some amazing people. But someone like Guchen, this is a first. Sis, are you saying I'm a dog? Guchen laughed. Liu didn't explain. She changed the subject, aren't you going home? Photothermal to electric conversion. There's a little issue here. Let me check again. I'm basically living in the lab. By the way, we haven't added each other yet. Let's do that so it's easier to send you materials. After grabbing Liu's phone, Guchen naturally let Xiaodai move into Liu's phone. No matter how reliable Sis is, Guchen still needed some precautions. That's essential. When Guchen said he'd stay overnight in the lab, Liu was impressed and worried. She couldn't help saying, how about I stay with you tonight? She probably couldn't keep up with Guchen's pace. But making coffee and warming up the room, she could definitely do. If Liu worked this late, Guchen really is tough. There's no reason to make the girls stay up late. He pointed at the camera on the lab ceiling. Labs are all monitored. Sister Fei can see everything. Liu blushed. Forgot again this little guy is the boss's. Boss, you looked murderous this morning. Alright, I'm heading back. Don't stay up too late yourself. Get some rest early. After Liu left, Guchen stared at the computer. He sighed. Xiaodai, oh Xiaodai. When will you grow up? Reverse engineering stuff like this. A stronger AI could just do it itself. Xiaodai keeps learning. A big line popped up on the screen. Shows Xiaodai really has improved. At least Guchen's interactions with it feel more human. He shook his head. Guchen went back to work. After a whole day of work, Liu thought Guchen was close to success. But Guchen knew the model he had was way behind the ring solar panel. He couldn't make it so mini. Plus, energy conversion still needs to go from light to heat first. He can't do direct light to electric energy yet. Guchen can't do any of it now. Understand it, or maybe the ring just uses light energy directly. No conversion needed. Guchen's only option is to boost efficiency. Just make this solar panel worth it. To copy the ring for real, he has to raise his manufacturing level. Add more basic science points. Next morning, Li Xian and the others walked into the lab and found Guchen already there. His hair looked messy, and his eyes were bloodshot. Everyone got it right away. Guchen grabbed the experiment draft from the table. You guys keep working. I'm heading to the production lab. They just opened over there. Not much use over there. But Guchen can get familiar with the gear. Man, this kid is really intense. Li Xian sighed. No wonder he invented the graphene battery. Became the genius of Tsinghua. We brothers gotta push harder too. Let's do more overtime. Honestly, yesterday I raised my hand just to help the boss out. Thought it'd be easier. Turns out it was super hard. But isn't that good? The materials Guchen gave us yesterday, I still don't get them. Since we chose research, we have to give it our all. Jiaodong sat at his desk. Picked up yesterday's unfinished work. Yup, that's the life of researchers. We're doing pretty well now. Already fortunate enough. Li Xian smiled. And started working. It's evening. Liu finally brought a box to the production lab. I went to several research institutes and centers in Tianhai. Finally gathered everything we needed. Liu was panting. Sweat beads on his forehead. Clearly didn't want to waste Guchen's time. Guchen was really surprised. Thought it'd take days. You're amazing. Liu rolled his eyes. It's not me who's amazing. It's Longwei Group. Guchen nodded. That's the perk of a big company. Never short of eager helpers. Guchen, you want some hands-on practice tonight? Liu asked. Nobody around tonight. Using the equipment early and getting a sample done is good. Guchen nodded. You didn't really sleep last night. Tonight I'm staying with you for sure. Liu insisted. I'm not scared of boss you. Anyway, I don't have any wild ideas about you. Just a big sis caring for her little bro. Liu was nervous about Guchen, so brought up Xiaofei again. Quickly explained. Guchen laughed. Actually, wild ideas are okay. Plenty of girls like me already. Stay if you want. If you're tired, just go sleep. Guchen took the box from Liu. Started checking everything. Liu glanced up at the camera. Bit her lip but stayed. That night, Liu ended up just being an assistant. Watching Guchen's focused look and sharp profile, Liu couldn't help but sigh. God really favors this guy. Gives him all the good stuff. And he's got the looks too. Liu wasn't tired at all that night. But as the experiment went on, her focus turned totally to the solar panel. It's working. What crazy efficiency. Solar power is about to go big. This could be a world-changing event. Liu checked the test results, her heart racing. Oh man, she's helping a genius. How's it looking? How's the efficiency compared to standard solar panels? Guchen asked. Liu jumped up excitedly and hugged Guchen. Gu God, you're incredible. If this spreads, you'll be the new energy father. Guchen quickly pulled out of Liu's hug. That nickname Gu God sounds alright. But energy father, not even close yet. This little gadget is still far from an energy revolution. Don't put me on a pedestal. We haven't even tested outdoors yet. No clue if it could really be scaled up. Cost isn't figured out either. Market potential is also a mystery. Don't celebrate too soon. Plus, an energy revolution definitely won't come from solar panels. Unless you go build a Dyson sphere off Earth. Liu is still hyped. This efficiency is insane. If all solar plants used our panels, it'd be a total game changer. Still, even game changers happen step by step. It's almost morning. Go grab some sleep. Tomorrow afternoon we'll test outdoors. Hope the weather's good. Liu stared at the solar panel on the lab bench. With her excitement right now, no way she could sleep. No need to sleep, energy queen. Let's test it again. Guchen just nodded helplessly. That's how research folks are. Once you get excited, you can't stop. After finishing the second test, Liu couldn't stand to see Guchen handle the panel so casually. She carefully put it in the box. Just then, Liu suddenly realized. Energy queen, this panel. We reverse engineered it, right? Where did you get the sample? Guchen smiled mysteriously. Take a guess. Liu's eyes widened. Gu God, are you actually an alien? Guchen burst out laughing. Ever seen an alien this handsome? Liu remembered what Guchen told him yesterday morning. It's their secret. He knew he shouldn't keep asking. But still, he couldn't help wonder. Gu God, you didn't steal something from Citibank's side. Some big shot's work, did you? Well, find out later. Just see if our product is one of a kind. Guchen said, quickly. Guchen also thought of all the online comments. And teased Liu. Stop guessing. I'll tell you straight. I got this in City District 15. Nobody knows me. Liu was stunned. Is there really a District 15 in City? Does that mean aliens are real? Once it was light. The good weather didn't show up. It started raining instead. Liu looked a bit down. Guchen was calm though. No outdoor testing today. Let's hook up the solar panel to the graphene battery and try it. Just use the phone model we have now. Liu was surprised. Energy queen, are you thinking solar charging for phones? But thinking about leaving a phone to bake in the sun. Liu still finds it a bit abstract. That probably needs other breakthroughs too. Not necessarily. I just think using graphene batteries for energy storage is better. And didn't Sister Xiaofei play cards? The more chips she gets, the better. That's how you make real money. Stock gods like you guys aren't short on cash, right? Liu asked like a wage earner. Humph, you don't get it. The world is bustling with people. Without fame and fortune, wouldn't it all be boring and lifeless? Better the money goes to me than to those lazy slobs who do nothing. Liu stopped talking. Wage earners can't win money arguments with the boss. Solar panels with graphene batteries still perform perfectly. This proves Guchen's reverse engineering worked. Done in just 3 days. Faster than Guchen expected. So Guchen could finally get some real sleep. Scrolling through his moments at night, he saw Su Yuqing and Lin Churen had arrived in Nanzhou. Seems like they're enjoying it. And honest Su Yuqing really reports her whereabouts to the group every day. Too bad Guchen's been too busy to answer. In the chat, only Lin Churen keeps sending memes. Rare chance for a day off. Guchen started a group video call. Soon after, Su Yuqing popped up on the screen. Looks like she just finished getting ready. Wrapping her hair with a towel. Wearing a loose, pale yellow robe. Guchen, are you really that busy? You haven't replied at all. Su Yuqing sounded a little sad. Guchen's no good at comforting people. The girl admitted it openly. Yeah. I only slept a few hours these past 3 days. Look, I even got dark circles under my eyes. Kinda ruined my looks. But this actually worked. Su Yuqing instantly forgot that Guchen hadn't replied for days. And instead asked. Why were you working so hard? Aren't you the boss? Why handle so much yourself? You're underage, you know. You need enough sleep every day. Silly girl, nobody else can do my job. I have to handle it myself. No way around it, as the leader. I gotta do the hardest stuff. Guchen declared heroically. You'll understand when you grow up. More power means more responsibility. Su Yuqing wanted to persuade him again. If you keep working so hard, someone will worry about you. But for some reason, Su Yuqing couldn't say it. She felt her words wouldn't matter anyway. Guchen isn't just hers alone. So you guys are making batteries now? Su Yuqing changed the topic. Yeah, graphene batteries. A super cool gadget. And solar panels too. All in one project team. Su Yuqing remembered the VC event. Graphene batteries. Even as a non-expert, she realized something. How's your progress going? Su Yuqing regretted asking. She shouldn't poke into these things. Guchen didn't mind though. Isn't Longwei Group's press conference in a couple days? You'll see then. Once the dividends are out. That 100 million I owe you. I can pay you back soon. Su Yuqing waved her hand. No need to pay me back. I don't need the money. You probably need funding for your new R&D. Just use it. Guchen said quietly. Yuqing, investors usually want something back. You don't want me to pay you back. Are you planning something with me? Su Yuqing froze. What do you mean? Guchen went on. But, Su Yuqing, I'm willing. Her mind went blank. Willing for what? What are you talking about? By the way, Yuqing. Is that marriage contract I gave you before I went to the States still around? That's actually the real deal. Our dads signed it themselves back then. If I pay you back, can I get the contract back? I kinda don't want to cancel it. Su Yuqing finally realized what just happened. Was Guchen confessing? In an instant. She blushed like the evening glow by the sea. She lowered her head and couldn't look at Guchen. Li Qing, who are you talking to? Your bathrobe's all wet. I don't want to use it. Can you grab my pajamas and then? Guchen's eyes widened. Damn, late night benefits. Such a sin. Thanks to Lin Churen's boldness. Guchen slept extra well that night. Got up early the next day. Feeling fresh, he rushed to the lab. As soon as he arrived, Li Xian came over holding his phone. Boss Gu, did you see the news? Future Battery's holding a tender conference today. I saw the data released by the media. Compared to before, their product has 20% more energy storage. And even costs a bit less. That's wild. After Liu hyped you up yesterday. Everyone calls you Boss Gu now. Guchen checked the news on Li Xian's phone. The headlines were way over the top. Domestic batteries lead a new era. Leaving the West behind right now. Almost as cocky as Guchen himself. Future Battery's tender. No doubt. Made tech and finance headlines today. People say it's a massive win. But Li Xian and the others looked worried. Future Battery is their competitor after all. If they win, that would mean we lose big time. Guchen saw everyone's faces. And couldn't help but laugh inside. Guess you guys really are pure researchers. This whole time. Probably haven't kept up with any news. Even within the same industry. Or maybe Longwei's work really keeps them that busy. Not bad. Those marketing guys really know how to stir people up. Maybe recruit them someday. Guchen gave his opinion. Li Xian and the others looked confused. Is this really how Guchen thinks? Way above average folks. Boss, if Future Battery's as good as they say. That's a huge leap for the industry. Li Xian said again. Guchen grinned, I've seen their battery sample. It's pretty much what they advertised. Li Xian and the others got more puzzled. If you've seen it, then how come? Do you think it stores more energy than our graphene battery? Is it lighter than ours? Does it charge faster than ours? Li Xian was dizzy. Quickly said, Guchen. You can't compare phone batteries with car batteries. Those are totally different. Our car batteries aren't even complete in theory. So let's get to work now. Why waste time on pointless emotions? Zhao Dong shared his opinion now. If Guchen's Future Battery just scored major domestic car company orders, they'd become an interest group. Even if we offer a better product later, we might still get suppressed. Didn't Sister Xiaofei go to the bidding today? We don't need to worry about business stuff. Guchen said, plus, if the good currency is valuable enough, bad money won't kick out the good. President Yu also attended the bid. Zhao Dong suddenly got it. Guchen, so you guys already knew everything. Li Xian realized too. Yeah, they're just small researchers in the company. But news about big company decisions. How could management not know? Since the bosses already decided. We just do our job. Feels like we're still lacking some confidence. Guchen decided to boost morale. Good thing it's not raining today. So he took everyone outside for a test. Once Liu finished packing up, we all went out for the experiment. Let us show you what we made lately. When Liu saw Li Xian's group joining, she felt a little sad. Weren't these supposed to be our secrets? Guchen said. Should we stop hiding? Ugly kids should meet people eventually. Besides, we're all on the same team. Guchen smiled. Calling it a field test. It's actually just up on the R&D roof. Using the outdoor basketball court. And some shady spots out of direct sunlight. Today's test version is already the improved graphene battery type. After sorting all the data, Guchen was still not satisfied. As long as there's light, the ring can charge up anytime. But the panel they made doesn't work well in the shade. So it still needs some heat and light. But that's really the limit for now. Still, their solar panel can easily beat all similar products. Guchen felt it was just okay. But to Li Xian and friends, it was amazing. After seeing the results, their reactions were even wilder than Li Yu's earlier. Guchen. Guchen. Seriously, only a genius could make this. Li Yu. Did you two really build this in just 3 days? Li Yu nodded quietly. She thought, honestly, it took just 2 days. 1 day scanning and analyzing. 1 day buying and making parts. And Guchen basically did most of it alone. Guchen, why are you even a student at Tsinghua and Peking? I think they should just hire you as a professor. Zhao Dong said sincerely. Guchen nodded. Not a bad idea. I'll go ask the dean after school starts. Being a professor is probably more free. A 17-year-old professor at Tsinghua? Honestly, that sounds cooler than being some golden kid. Before, people might have called this bragging. But now everyone agrees with Guchen. Just this graphene battery and solar panel alone is enough to make you a professor in materials or chemistry at Tsinghua. Now I really believe, Guchen, that you can put graphene batteries in cars. That future battery company is in huge trouble now. Usually, it's rare for car battery research to not have car companies involved, but future battery is special. There wasn't a single car company behind them. Instead, it was all internet and finance giants. Simple reason. When Future Battery was first founded, it was backed by carmakers. But after years of no results, others kept making progress. So eventually, car companies dropped them. In the end, Future Battery became a cast-off in the auto world. Yet somehow, a few years later, they made a huge breakthrough. They went from zero to hero overnight. All those car companies who bailed really regret it now. Turns out, all the finance and tech people got lucky. At today's bid meeting, many car execs had mixed feelings. Watching Future's boss strut on stage, they could only slap themselves for not investing. Worst part is, they have to be here. When a new lead tech appears, if you don't keep up, you're done for. That's how brutal the tech race is. Plus, this unique tie between Future Battery and car makers gave Yu Xiaofei some room to bargain. Because it's still unknown if graphene batteries work for cars. It's all up in the air. But at this bidding round, Future Battery rolled out a demo car. It blew everyone's mind. A lot of auto moguls decided they want to team up with Future Battery. Well, those finance and internet companies have loads of cash. If they get into the auto battle, it would be a bloodbath. Might as well just make nice. And everyone gets rich together. Of course, Yu Xiaofei's not worried about all auto companies joining Future Battery. Just smaller interest groups centered around Future Battery are better. Business is all about more friends, fewer enemies. His first target is Han Zhong, the boss of Hantang Auto. The Yu family and Han family have a good history. Their groups work together a lot. So Yu Xiaofei doesn't want to end up rivals with Hantang Auto. Mostly though, Hantang Auto has the biggest beef with Future Battery. Back then, Future Battery's research plan was wildly different from Hantang's battery division. There was a huge conflict. Hantang beat them and made a breakthrough first, which helped take Hantang's new energy cars to the next level. Naturally, Future Battery was dumped. Now if Hantang wants to partner again, they'll have to pay up. After Future Battery finished their presentation, they held a private after-party backstage. That's just the usual way in China. Han Zhong watched from afar, the middle-aged man surrounded by people. He felt pretty helpless. That guy used to be his clingy little follower, but now lives it up. Tech really does change lives. No matter how he feels, tonight he has to approach his old buddy. In business, there's no grudges, only interests that last. Uncle Han Zhong, long time no see. Just as he was about to start chatting, a graceful figure showed up next to Han Zhong. Xiaofei. It's been a while. Didn't know you're also into batteries. Han Zhong replied politely. But he felt distracted. So he didn't chit-chat much with Yu Xiaofei. Yu Xiaofei glanced at the hall and understood how Han Zhong felt. So she skipped the small talk and said, Longwei wants to build cars. Hasn't that always been a well-known secret? Anything that shakes up the industry. Of course I came to see. That got Han Zhong interested. In fact, Yu Xiaofei's grandpa talked to him about it a few years back. They almost teamed up. Han Tang was bringing in Longwei's tech and co-developing new cars. But later, the Longwei team couldn't agree. Plus some other issues. So it all stalled. You just want a piece of everything. No wonder everyone's jealous. Yu Xiaofei laughed. Uncle Hanzhong, you don't have to mock me. Building cars was my grandpa's dream. I just want to honor his wish. That's all. Let's skip the pleasantries, Xiaofei. You didn't come here just to talk family history, right? What's your real purpose? Yu Xiaofei sipped her drink and said, Uncle Hanzhong, I want you to give up on future battery and work with us at Longwei. Longwei can offer you even better EV batteries. Hanzhong was stunned. He was full of questions. What kind of wild joke are you playing at, kid? But then Hanzhong seemed to realize something. Open the manual for your future battery. Your second uncle owns 5% of future battery. So, what's the point of telling me all this now? I really don't want to get involved in your family drama. Hantang Auto isn't your bargaining chip either. Yu Xiaofei clearly expected Hanzhong's reaction. He kept smiling. Uncle Hanzhong, we've known each other for a long time. Do you really think I'm someone with no vision? I'm just here today because I don't want Hantang Auto to take a path that's doomed to fail. He deserves a better choice. Hanzhong looked at Yu Xiaofei, confused. He really didn't get it. He actually knows Yu Xiaofei well. There's no way he'd show up because of that 5% stake. To talk about this, that would only make Yu Xiaofei a joke. Do you understand new energy vehicles? Have you looked into battery tech? Did you ever visit Future Battery lately? Niece, I don't know your reasons. But look at the crowd around Zhujing. Do you think we're all idiots? Yu Xiaofei took an invitation out of her bag. In 3 days, Longwei's hosting a product launch. You'll understand then, uncle. Hanzhong took the invitation. It was a nicely crafted card. On the front, time, place, and his name. Backside had a bunch of hexagons. So Longwei is launching another phone. Wow, your upgrades are fast. Hanzhong added, but I have no idea how this relates to what we're talking about. Do you know graphene? What's that supposed to mean? Yu Xiaofei just smiled mysteriously. Uncle Hanzhong, I'm just here to give you some advice. Not trying to sign a deal right away. Sure, being decisive matters in business. But sometimes, leaving some leeway is smarter. Your new phone uses graphene batteries. Hanzhong asked, testing the waters. Yu Xiaofei neither confirmed nor denied. Uncle Han, you'll see at the launch. No way. Hanzhong shut it down immediately. People have hyped up graphene for years. It's never been used in batteries. Usually they're only trying it as conductors for power transmission. Are you messing with me? Hanzhong knows a fair bit about cutting-edge science and new energy. He actually does his research. Graphene has always been more hype than reality. So, he can't imagine what Yu Xiaofei just hinted at. Yu Xiaofei quoted Gu Chen, saying, Isn't science about turning the impossible into possible? Hanzhong looked again at the invite in his hand. If anyone else told him this, he'd just laugh it off. But this is Yu Xiaofei, head of Longwei's phone division. He can't ignore her words. Could this graphene battery be used in cars? Hanzhong asked again. Yu Xiaofei kept it vague. Uncle Han, do you think it's easier to make something small or big? Don't forget to come to the launch. Yu Xiaofei finished and left slowly. She's got more invites to hand out. Can't just trick one company. Hanzhong stood there, stunned. A graphene battery. If it really works in phones, he couldn't imagine how that would shake up the battery industry. He glanced at Zhujing, still surrounded by people. Hanzhong realized he needs a backup plan. Little niece, your Longwei group is scary. Hanzhong sighed to himself. Honestly, he hoped that Yu Xiaofei was telling the truth. Instead of bowing to an old friend, he'd rather work with Longwei. After chatting with a few other car execs, Yu Xiaofei checked the time. Getting ready to leave. A young lady with a big bouquet of red roses blocked Yu Xiaofei. Miss Yu, these are from Mr. Zhu. He wants to invite you to the movies, looking toward the bar. Zhu Jing had just escaped from the crowd. He walked quickly over. Confidence on his face. He looked like he was really proud of himself. It actually made Yu Xiaofei laugh. Many wealthier, more accomplished men never tried chasing her. Plenty with better achievements than Zhu Jing never even dared. Now that Zhu Jing's career is taking off, he actually has the guts to ask her to a movie. Quite the bold guy. Miss, please take the flowers away. Yu Xiaofei kindly reminded her. Or if I say no later, your boss might be embarrassed. The young lady froze a second. Seeing that this woman had a face that would make heaven jealous, plus her remarkable aura, the lady understood instantly. She silently felt sorry for her boss in her heart, and quietly walked away with the flowers. Seeing her leave with the flowers, Zhu Jing stopped in his tracks. He got it, too. But he's not someone who gives up so easily. Otherwise, he wouldn't have created Future Battery after being shunned by the auto industry. He led his team to success. Zhu Jing is a guy in his 30s. The reason he stayed single is that ordinary women never caught his eye. Since bumping into Yu Xiaofei a few years ago, he swore she'd be the only one he'd marry. But at his level, how could he ever reach someone like Yu Xiaofei? Not until today did he finally get his shot at meeting his longtime goddess. Miss you, I really didn't expect you to come. I'm so happy. Zhu Jing didn't know what to say for a moment. He looked super nervous. Yu Xiaofei honestly had zero interest in this middle-aged oily guy. Your speech was good, Mr. Zhu. I have things to do, gotta run. Yu Xiaofei smiled softly, walked past Zhu Jing and headed out, leaving the lonely guy wounded. See, you failed again. Told you before? Don't rush it. Our princess of the Yu family is not easy to win over. A slightly plump, shiny-faced man swirling his wine glass walked over to Zhu Jing. That's Yu Xiaofei's second uncle, Yu Jingwu. He owns 5% of Future Battery, too. Zhu Jing pretended not to care and smiled. I'm just giving it a shot. I don't dare think about being the Yu family's son-in-law. Yu Jinglu laughed out loud. Son-in-law? Come on. Women are meant to be married off. Mr. Zhu, don't believe what's said outside. Zhu Jing pondered inside. These big families have their own struggles. And they're not any easier than business fights. Even more intense, honestly. Family feuds trample on blood relations. He still hoped President Yu would support him. Zhu Jing said with a smile. Let's grow together. And move forward. Yu Jinglu squinted and said. About Zhu Jing chasing Yu Xiaofei. Yu Jinglu didn't really expect much. That girl's temper. Everyone in the family knows her. It's hard to imagine any man taming her. Still, she didn't mind giving Zhu Jing some hints and encouragement. If he could really get Yu Xiaofei away from the Yu family, I'm sure a lot of people are happy about this. Here's Xiaofei's contact info. Good luck. Zhu Jing took the note handed over by Yu Jinglu and gave his promise too. Thanks, President Yu. If Future Battery goes public successfully, I'll give you another 1% from my shares. Yu Jinglu smiled even wider. He thought the big boss of Future Battery had been holding back for years. Wondered how strong Sino-German engineering really is. Turns out, he's just another guy who can't resist women. Once Future Battery gets bigger, will you really still be in control? Zhu Jing had no idea what Yu Jinglu was thinking. Right now he only knew he needed a woman. A woman who's a good match for him. Early the next morning, Zhu Jing showed up at the hotel where Yu Xiaofei was staying. He waited quietly downstairs for his goddess. When Yu Xiaofei showed up with her suitcase, appearing in the lobby, Zhu Jing was a bit confused. According to the plan, today, Future Battery would invite everyone to tour the factory in Jiangcheng. Why is Yu Xiaofei leaving already? Miss Yu, are you leaving? Zhu Jing walked up and asked directly. Are guys just clueless these days? Yu Xiaofei felt tired. She had to rush back to Tianhai to prep for the launch. No time to waste. President Zhu, are you trying to chase me? Yu Xiaofei wasn't in the mood for nonsense. I don't like you. Please don't waste your time. Zhu Jing felt like he got a cold shower. But he still kept a smile and said. Miss Yu, you're joking. Aren't we supposed to tour the factory today? Why are you leaving? Well, if talking about feelings doesn't work, I'll just start with business. Yu Xiaofei was really fed up now. Greasy middle-aged guys are just awful. President Zhu, let's be real. I don't think your battery is any good. So I'm not interested in any factory tour. That cracked Zhu Jing up. Miss Yu, do you actually know about batteries? Maybe you're just mistaken. I hope you don't bring personal feelings into your work. Yu Xiaofei laughed. President Zhu, you're too confident. You're just not the type of man who could stir up my emotions. I have to get back to Tianhai now. Excuse me. Zhu Jing tried to grab Yu Xiaofei's arm, but she shrugged him off immediately. Even mild-mannered Yu Xiaofei's face changed. That cold look made Zhu Jing realize this was the Yu family's princess he shouldn't mess with. Sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. Zhu Jing quickly apologized. I just thought. Maybe President Yu misunderstood Future Battery. I wanted to show you. Yu Xiaofei just ignored him and headed straight out the door. But she gave him one last reminder. Our company's new product launch is in 2 days. President Zhu, you should watch it. So you can make plans early. Zhu Jing had no clue what she really meant. He just glared hard at Yu Xiaofei's back. What a shameless player. Does she really think she's all that? One day you'll come begging to me. Too bad Guchen wasn't around to hear him mutter. Otherwise, the so-called loser from Tianhai wouldn't mind smacking Zhu Jing's mouth. Guchen never asked about how Yu Xiaofei was doing here, either. Right now, all his focus was on using graphene batteries for cars. Li Xian and the others thought this would be a really tough project. A long battle, at least. Just going through the info Guchen gave them took a ton of effort. Not to mention, there were still so many challenges ahead. But once Guchen got involved, everything changed instantly. It was like nothing was a challenge for him. In just 3 days, they finished their first sample. A big graphene battery pack. Everyone admired Guchen even more. But Guchen just brushed it off. Isn't it just a bunch of small batteries put together? Nothing to brag about. We've still got a long way to go. Li Xian and the others really didn't know what to say. Just showing this first sample around could easily get them hundreds of millions in investment. But Guchen still wasn't happy. He was being so Versailles about it. But Guchen really wasn't satisfied with phase 1. This battery pack was just a pile of small graphene batteries stitched together. If it's used in cars, there's no cost advantage over regular batteries. And the charging speed was still way off from what Guchen wanted. Plus, it was just crudely put together. So even safety was doubtful. Overall, Guchen wouldn't allow this stuff to get out. It would wreck his reputation. Of course, making changes isn't easy. Even a genius like Guchen hit a wall for now. Especially with fast charging. Originally, the wiring for charging those small graphene batteries was how Guchen blocked Longwei Group. Which just shows this part is the real core of using graphene batteries. Now, with the total battery capacity boosted for cars, Guchen still wants that 5-minute quick charge. You can imagine how hard that is. When Li Xian and the team heard his plan, they didn't get it at all. Guchen, you really want a car to charge in 5 minutes? And run for 2 hours? If electric cars can't charge fast, I'd rather buy a gas car. That's the only way electric cars can replace gas cars. Li Xian didn't know how to respond. Maybe this is what it's like to work with a real prodigy. Every single day of work, every idea, pushes the limits of science. No need to rush. Let's try making the battery pack as one big piece first. That'll save a lot on costs. Of course, safety comes first. Luchen said, focus on the easy parts first. If fast charging is tough, we'll leave it for later. Get the simple stuff done first. Then tackle the hard parts as a team. As for Longwei's upcoming launch, a lot of people in the industry were confused. Just a little while ago, Longwei just launched their latest flagship. Why are they suddenly holding another launch event? A lot of people guessed that this event was just for a couple of low-end products and some random ecosystem gadgets. So, this isn't really a launch people are pumped for. Even die-hard Longwei fans think it's like that. Right now, they're still using the flagship from a few months ago. No way Longwei would betray them so fast, right? But some insiders who got word from Yu Xiaofei were actually really hyped about the launch. They couldn't wait to get their hands on a unit to check it out. A few online mystery-solving influencers guessed there was more to this launch. First, at the end of the last launch, Yu Xiaofei teased something big. Then, there was that mysterious partnership with Xingchen Technology and the graphene molecule formula on the invitation. So they came up with a theory. Longwei is launching a graphene battery phone. But when this theory went public, almost no one bought it. Because that's way too wild to believe. With the overall hype just in the middle. Not too high, but not too low either. The launch went ahead as scheduled at the Longwei Grand Hotel. After all, this is the first success for graphene batteries in a phone. And it's the first time Guchen's work went public. So even Guchen paused work and joined everyone in the R&D center to watch the live stream. Yu Xiaofei walked on stage in a black suit, looking sharp and confident. He knew this was the moment. The world would change. After a quick intro, Yu Xiaofei went straight to the point. He put the slides right up on the big screen. Today, we're unveiling a brand new line of phones. We call this new line Xingchen. To thank our partners, Starry Tech's contribution to this product. The black phone on the big screen looks ordinary and didn't cause much of a stir. But Yu Xiaofei's words were surprising. Naming it after Starry Longwei Group. When did they become so kind to partners? Wasn't it said she used her looks to get ahead? Starry Tech is just too lucky. I originally planned to get straight to the point. But right now, my heart is heavy with emotion. So, I'd like to share a few thoughts with you all. 2 years ago, I returned from abroad and joined Longwei's mobile division. At first, I was incredibly confident in myself and Longwei. And at that time, Longwei had already actually become the top mobile brand in the country. So I thought my job wouldn't be difficult. I just needed to follow the routine, take steady steps forward, And Longway would keep growing. Including many in my family. Many elders. Some of whom should be sitting in the audience now. Everyone thought I was just here to take the credit. That grandpa gave the hottest business to me. Simply out of favoritism. The audience and online viewers were even more vocal. Why is Yu Xiaofei talking about family matters? Is a family power struggle something for little people like us to hear? Several Yu family members stared at each other in shock. My little princess. What are you trying to do? We were unhappy with you taking over the division. But why tell the whole world? Gu Chen, in the R&D center, curled his lips. Yu Xiaofei, that foxy woman, is very cunning. She wouldn't just be sentimental for no reason. She's building momentum for herself. Adding leverage and prestige for her future. Though Longway is the Yu family's company, it belongs to the whole nation. The struggle isn't just internal. Think about it. If Yu Xiaofei gains massive public prestige, and most people equate her with the Longway group itself, even if the Yu family wants to promote someone else, this woman is getting dangerous. I should warn Dad to be careful. Gu Chen thought to himself. Meanwhile, Yu Xiaofei continued her story. But when I truly entered the mobile industry, I finally understood. The glory is only what outsiders see. Only we know the bitterness behind it. In an era of endless industry, grinding, and intensifying competition, Longway's expansion aside, even maintaining our position was incredibly hard. Because by your side, and right behind you, are countless rivals trying to pull you down. Of course, I don't hate these rivals. Instead, I am grateful to them. It's because of their motivation that Longway dares not stop, and must keep innovating. Many Longway haters watching the live stream couldn't hold back anymore. You haven't mentioned the product for ages. Why all the melodrama? So they started flooding the chat. Longway's at it again. Natural-born marketing dogs. Grateful for rivals? Please. I bet you wish all other brands would vanish. So you could have a monopoly. Just save that marketing money. And sell the phones cheaper. The fans, of course, fought back. How pathetic. If you don't like Longway, why watch the launch? Why don't you just get out? Your own phones are trash, so you call this marketing? This is honestly hilarious. Go back to licking your favorite foreign brand's boots. Stop being an eyesore here. The online war didn't affect Yu Xiaofei's speech. Unfortunately, sometimes the world isn't fair. Longway isn't afraid of competition. But sometimes, Longway doesn't have a level playing field. I'm sure many of you have heard the news, and I have nothing to hide here. Longway has indeed suffered unfair treatment from certain countries. For instance, in chip manufacturing, prices were hiked by 10%. Forcing us to buy from others. When we try to sell our products abroad, we face endless issues with tariffs and audits, and endure all kinds of slander. Over the past 2 years, Longway has struggled. I've suffered from insomnia almost every day, terrified of what might go wrong next. Longway's infinite glory in the eyes of the world is built on the heavy burden of every employee. I go online too, and I see everyone's criticism of Longway. I know some of our products are expensive, with no advantage over others at the same price. But we have no choice. Longway Mobile must survive. To have a future. I sincerely thank everyone who supports Longway, the fans who buy our products. Because of you, we can continue to exist. Many industry giants in the audience were stunned. Is Longway Group really that miserable? This girl isn't being honest. Looking at the financial reports, the mobile division's profit is still positive. And even if mobile lost a bit, Longway has other companies. It's nowhere near death's door. How come in Yu Xiaofei's mouth? It sounds like Longway is going bankrupt tomorrow? Facing this tough situation, what can Longway do? Can we complain? Can we blame others for choking us out? We can't. In this world, in business, or on any battlefield, there is no such thing as fairness or morality. We can only blame our own backwardness and our own incompetence. It's our fault for not having advanced lithography tech. Our fault for giving up on semiconductors decades ago. Our fault for always depending on others. Now that they have us by the throat, complaining about their lack of ethics will only make people laugh. Since its birth, Longway has believed in self-reliance and the truth of technological innovation. We believe God helps those who help themselves. We believe in unyielding self-improvement. Since taking over the mobile division, I've looked forward to the day when Longway could have its own world-leading technology. I have also been searching for the talent to help Longway stand tall. That is why we launched the Longting Talent Plan to search for genius youths. Hearing this, many Longway fans couldn't help but get excited. This sounds like a classic underdog story. Could that influencer's prediction be true? Is Longwei really bringing out something big? Actually, in the past, I didn't really believe in genius youths. But when he truly appeared, I felt nothing but gratitude. Especially since he's been family all along. The feeling is truly beyond words. In the R&D Center hall, everyone looked at Guchen. What touching family affection. Guchen rubbed his nose shyly. Keep it low-key. You'll have plenty of chances to worship me later. Alright, that's enough talk. I won't keep you in suspense any longer. The core technology of our most important new product, the Starry Generation 1, is provided by Starry Tech. And the developer of this tech is Guchen, the Qingbei prodigy who recently went viral. The young heir of Starry Sky Tech. As soon as Guchen finished speaking, the internet exploded. What did Goddess Xiaofei just say? Guchen? Did I hear that right? No. Not my goddess. Promoting a pretty boy like that? What kind of spell did he cast on you? The prodigy with the perfect test score. And now there is more? Longwei's genius boy has his own product? How is that even fair? The tallest tree in the forest is the first to be blown down. I admit Guchen has some talent. But with so many honors piled on him, can a 17-year-old boy handle it all? Wow, is little brother Guchen that amazing? Totally love him. The internet is in an absolute frenzy. The launch event was also in an uproar. Who exactly is this Guchen? Never heard of him in the industry. Those who don't know him are confused. Those who know him are even more baffled. Longwei's partnership with Starry Sky is indeed because of Guchen. But how is it so different from the rumors? What exactly does Yu Xiaofei mean? Actually, Yu Xiaofei had asked Guchen if he wanted to keep a low profile. But Guchen said it wasn't necessary. If one claims to be world-class, how can one hide away? Afraid to face the light and the storm? Well, Guchen just wanted to earn reputation points. Since Guchen requested it, Yu Xiaofei respected his wish. He's just telling the truth anyway. What people think doesn't matter. On stage, Yu Xiaofei saw the shock subside, lowered her voice, and continued her presentation. Starry Sky Gen 1 isn't that exceptional. Compared to the top flagship phones, it still has many shortcomings. However, it is absolutely a landmark product. It marks a new beginning for Longwei. The start of our challenge to tech giants. The foundation for reaching the top. It also proves one thing. We Chinese can also reach the peak of tech. We can do what others cannot. Proving the rise of Chinese technology. Yu Xiaofei was visibly excited. Then she pressed the remote. Hexagons appeared on the screen, stacking and combining continuously, until the word graphene appeared. It's coming. It's actually real. Han Zhong clenched his fists below. After all that build-up, is the main course finally here? The internet was buzzing as well. That influencer who predicted it couldn't wait to post an update, to bask in the fans' worship. Of course, not everyone was excited. In a remote corner of the venue, Zhu Jing looked gloomy, staring intently at the stage. Graphene is just a toy to fool kids. A disdainful sneer crossed his lips. But his trembling fingers betrayed his fear. Looking towards Han Zhong, he recalled talking to him yesterday. Han Zhong's ambiguous attitude. His anxiety grew deeper. Despite his old grudge with Hantang Motors. But in the future, he can't avoid doing business with them. After all, they are industry leaders. He thought Han Zhong would be proactive. But he remained indifferent. As if he were waiting for something. And now, the answer is about to be revealed. Zhu Jing turned his gaze back to the stage, praying and struggling in his heart. Yes, many of you have already guessed. Our Starry Sky Gen 1 uses a newly developed graphene battery. Regarding graphene, if you follow the academic world, you must be familiar with it. As a key new material in research, graphene, how to use it in our daily lives, has long troubled many researchers. For a long time, graphene applications have failed to meet expectations. Despite its many prospects, it has remained just a concept. Almost no one has made it a reality. But today, all of that becomes history. Starry Sky Gen 1, the world's first graphene battery phone, is officially released. Next, the phone appeared on screen again, this time with the screen on, showing a transparent back, proving the graphene battery is actually inside this phone. Holy crap! Longwei is amazing. I just saw the news a few days ago, saying German scientists made progress in graphene research. Didn't expect we'd have a product ready. Longwei has been working in silence. They've been patient for years. Now the wait is finally over. It's time to show their strength. Stop the hype. It's just a battery swap. I thought they used a 2 nanometers chip. So what if the battery changed? Can a trash phone get any better? Does anyone really buy a phone Just to see what battery it uses? The internet heated up into a fierce debate once more. People don't seem to care about progress, just about their own side winning. Typically, everyone focuses on the chip, thinking it's the core of the phone. Admittedly, the chip is vital. But let's not forget, a phone is still a machine. And machines need energy. If restricted by energy, even a great chip can't perform. And the graphene battery helped Starry Sky break the energy barrier, fully liberating its potential, achieving true energy freedom. Yu Xiaofei smiled. This might sound a bit abstract. So just look at the big screen. Charge once. Use it for a month. You might think this is clickbait. After all, if a phone just sits there, many can stay on for a month. But Starry Sky Gen 1 is different. This is real active usage. According to lab data, gaming nonstop on a full charge, it lasts for 130 hours. This figure will only go higher, not lower. Everyone stood up in shock, looking at the main display. It doesn't look like a giant phone. With such a small battery, 130 hours of continuous gaming? That really is a month of normal use. Is this a damn nuclear-powered phone? Lab data? So no real-world tests? Then they can claim anything. Why not say 1,300 hours? Skepticism quickly spread online. But Yu Xiaofei quickly followed up. I know you'll ask for real data. From production to this launch, there simply wasn't enough time. So we don't have those tests yet. But today I'm offering a reward. Anyone who buys a Starry Sky Gen 1 can join the non-stop gaming test, with no other background tasks, excluding break time. If it lasts under 130 hours, Longwei will pay you $1 million back. Yu Xiaofei's words were firm. Everyone at the launch event was stunned. Zhu Jing is shaking all over now. A wave of fear is flooding his heart. Han Zhong's face is totally red. 130 hours. If you scale up the volume to a car, switch the energy loss to car levels, how much range would it get? Easily over 1,000. Or 5,000. Or maybe even crazier. 10,000, damn. That's insane, seriously. That means you'd never need to charge while gaming. Hitting legend rank is just around the corner. Pfft, talent. Too bad the gear isn't huge. What's the use if it lasts so long? Does anyone really play on their phone nonstop all day? Plus, people don't use their phones at night anyway. Charging overnight is fine, right? Hey, that Apple fan up front, don't show off your IQ, okay? If you're just trolling, then never mind. Yu Xiaofei only tossed out the first advantage of graphene batteries, and it already shook the crowd. Starting today, phone battery capacity leaves the mAh era behind. We officially enter the amp era. And according to our engineers' calculations, the Xingqiang Generation 1 battery has a capacity of 90 amps. Yu Xiaofei doesn't wait for everyone to finish being shocked. He continues with the actual specs for Xingqiang Generation 1. Think back. When did you ever see a battery with such huge capacity before? What was it like? Usually it's the battery for an electric scooter. And even standard scooters can't get a battery this big. Turning those old bulky batteries into something this small, that's what we've done. That's the power of graphene. That's the magic of technology. On the big screen, you see a tiny little battery, equal to a giant scooter battery. It means they store the same amount of power. A battery with such massive capacity. A lot of people must be worried about how safe it is. Yu Xiaofei doesn't wait for doubts. He brings it up himself. And this is the real highlight of our graphene battery. We used a special charging and discharging technology to ensure a balanced flow of energy. Our battery's casing tech is literally the most advanced right now, guaranteeing zero leaks, period. Since Guchen made the first sample until now, the thing we've tested most is safety. Because we know people are always a bit scared of new stuff. Like the first person to ride in a car or fly in a plane, those were all brave pioneers. But the times have changed. Now we can eliminate all instability. Longwei would never sell a dangerous, unfinished product to our customers. So everyone, rest assured. And I personally guarantee it. If Xingqiang Generation 1 ever has any safety problems, Longwei Group will pay $10 million compensation for each phone. Of course, Yu Xiaofei's words can't totally erase some people's concerns about the new battery. But it's enough to reassure Longwei's fans. Once the products are out, time will prove Xingqiang's greatness. And at the end of the launch, we'll run an extreme live test on one Xingqiang Generation 1. That's coming up soon, so you'll see for yourselves. Yu Xiaofei added. Now, let's look at more specs for Xingqiang Generation 1. After all, it's a phone, not just a battery. So it's not only about battery life. First is the phone's weight. Logically, With this big of a battery, shouldn't the phone be super heavy? If you really go by common sense, we wouldn't call Xingchen a groundbreaking device. 128 grams, that's the actual weight. We won't say it's the world's thinnest and lightest phone. But that's just the truth. Damn, what kind of black tech is this? It's blown me away. As the launch goes on, keywords like Xingchen and Longwei are trending everywhere. More and more people join the live stream, and then get amazed. Everyone's got to be curious about charging speed. I bet you're all wondering, with this much battery capacity, but still such a light phone, it can't possibly charge fast, right? Yu Xiaofei is totally relaxed now, especially seeing everyone in the audience standing and listening to his talk. Feels pretty awesome, honestly. But in reality, it really is fast. 10 minutes gives you 20% charge. A full charge in an hour and a half. Yu Xiaofei shares the final numbers. Compared to others, some flagship phones charge fully in an hour. I know Xingchen's numbers here seem average. But with its battery life, I think you all get how fast it really is. Of course, compared to a certain fruit brand from America, ours is a pretty quick charge. After all, their fans brag about slow charging, weirdly enough. Yu Xiaofei finally remembers to do a head-to-head with competitors. It's pretty much a tradition at these launches. But right now, this segment didn't get the usual laughs. Everyone's just numb now. If what Yu Xiaofei says is true, then this is like witnessing alien tech arrive on Earth. Now that brings up another question. You're probably curious. What does our charger look like? Is it bulky like a car charger? Definitely not. We're selling phone chargers, so they have to be compact and portable. From the outside, ours isn't much different from a normal charger. But inside, we use unique tech. And the charging port is redesigned. So, if you buy Xingchen Generation 1, you won't be able to use other chargers. You can't buy its charger in stores right now, either. Sorry about that, everyone. Exclusivity. Yu Xiaofei wants Longwei to stand out, too. It boosts user loyalty. Not a new trick, really. So that's all for the graphene battery part. Let's check out the rest. Yu Xiaofei clicks the remote again. Like I said before, Xingchen Generation 1 isn't perfect. And here's why. I feel the other parts don't quite match up to that groundbreaking battery. But we really tried to give it the best we could. This is what Longwei can offer right now. The best pairing. The best chip. The best camera. The best software. The best housing. The best screen. We just want Xingchen Generation 1 to have no regrets. Some people at Longwei suggested delaying the launch. But honestly, Yu Xiaofei, couldn't wait. We want everyone who loves Longwei and supports Longwei to know the future is worth looking forward to. So today, we launched Xingchen Generation 1. Yu Xiaofei's eyes are full of tears and deep emotion. Goddess, stop, please. Just announce the price. I'll buy it no matter what it costs. If it's under 30K, just buy the launch edition right away. Not for anything else. Just for the faith. Your faith is only worth 30K? Don't get too excited yet. You can tell this phone feels a bit rushed. Yet again, such a game-changing phone. Can they really mass-produce it? Will it always be out of stock? Is Longwei about to play the hype game too? If Yu Xiaofei saw these comments, he'd definitely blush. Because right now, there's really no stock of the Star One. He wiped a tear from his eye. Yu Xiaofei pulled up the last slide of Star One's presentation. All the prices for the different models were just question marks. Lots of Longwei fans said, "Your phones are too expensive. Honestly, we really want to price them lower. But in this era, if nobody pays for science, for innovation, how will our society move forward?" Longwei phones never claimed to be super cost-effective. We just aim for the best and most valuable things. After finishing his speech, Yu Xiaofei skipped the audience price-guessing part. He just announced the base model at $11,999. The top model goes for $16,999. Look, when the price dropped on the screen, Yu Xiaofei felt a bit guilty. Because at this price, Star One will be Longwei's most profitable phone ever. The highest profit margin ever for Longwei. Everyone thinks graphene batteries are super expensive, but Yu Xiaofei knows they're actually not much pricier than regular batteries. It's just the later assembly and charger that cost more work. Setting such a high price, Guchen had a big hand in it. This little genius is smart, but maybe cares a bit too much about money. Still, what he said makes sense. Someone has to pay for science and innovation. But how to get people to gladly fork over cash will be Guchen's skill set. Too bad no one knows what Yu Xiaofei is thinking right now. When the price was announced, the whole internet exploded again. If all those features are real, then a phone like this for under 20K. Who the hell says it's not worth the money? Here, let me apologize to everyone. The Star One's pricing is honestly a bit high. Most fans can't afford that much for a phone. Then Yu Xiaofei continued. But I promise you all, there won't be a long wait. Longwei will soon launch an affordable phone with a graphene battery. I still believe in tech serving the people. Everyone has the right to enjoy cutting-edge technology. That really smoothed out the last complaints. Since graphene batteries can already be mass-produced, and with Yu Xiaofei's promise, it won't be long before graphene battery phones cost only thousands. At midnight tonight, Star One officially opens for pre-sale. Only 5,000 top model units available. 10,000 units each for the other models. Again, apologies. But we guarantee in less than 2 months, there will be unlimited stock. When the launch is over, we'll send out 12 units as demo models for media reviews. For anyone who didn't catch everything today, stay tuned to our media partners working with Longwei. So, the Star One launch is pretty much over. But Yu Xiaofei didn't leave. He stayed on stage. Main course is done. Now we've got some fruit and desserts for you. So you can digest a bit and calm down. Then a fitness band popped up on the screen. Next to it was an over-the-top slogan. Longevity band. Enduring forever. Non-stop power across the whole country. Graphene battery fitness band, chiming one. Never worry about running out of power. Push your limits with you every time. I won't go on about how graphene batteries improve smart devices. No need to say more. Trust me. This is a must-have for young people. We'll just announce the price, $699. Damn, not even 1,000? With a graphene battery. This cutting-edge fitness band. You can get it for just $700. Those who were supposed to calm down got hyped all over again. President Yu is such a good guy. A price like this, won't Longwei lose money? Compared to Star One, this fitness band really has much less profit margin. Guchen actually wanted not to sell the band cheaply either. He wanted to make a big profit on it. But Yu Xiaofei shot that down. Star One can be expensive. Because it's cutting edge. It's advanced. But cutting edge doesn't mean instant market share. Yu Xiaofei wants people to quickly see and feel the benefits of high tech. Only then can they use their technical edge to grab the market fast. Chiming One fitness band is perfect for this. When people see what the band can do, their doubts about graphene batteries will disappear quickly. They'll accept it. So phones with it will sell even better. Besides, the band isn't losing money, just less profit per unit. Sell a lot and you'll still make big money. At the same time, Yu Xiaofei also wants the band to show all investors, industry partners, graphene batteries don't really cost that much. Not nearly as high as everyone thinks. Replacing regular batteries is bound to happen. So if you want to survive in the market, come partner up with Longwei Group. I'm not the type who hogs all the profits. If there's money, we can all make it together. After the band, of course the watch is next. Also with graphene batteries by default. Starting at a friendly price of $1,299. When they saw the watch at this price, the industry elites in the audience completely gave up. Longwei really took a step no one can catch up with. From today on, everyone needs to rethink their company's future. Han Zhong kept clenching his fists, then releasing them. Right now, he just wanted to drag Yu Xiaofei off stage. Then, ask about using graphene batteries in cars. As for Zhu Jing, he just slumped in his chair, hopeless. A few minutes ago, he just turned off his phone. If he hadn't, he wouldn't get any peace tonight. But switching off the phone is only temporary. He can't hide forever. His messaging apps will be packed with messages. And the calls will just keep coming. The factory in Jiangqing keeps running. PR is still pushing the marketing. The whole company is working hard for the IPO. Future Battery can't be stopped now. But can Future Battery really keep going? There's a cliff ahead. He remembered what R&D told him that day. At the Tiantian Manor VC meeting, a young guy advised Zhang Tao not to invest. He just laughed it off back then. Turns out, that young guy was actually Gu Chen. To others, Future Battery is just a sad clown. After the despair, Zhu Jing felt endless hatred. He glared at Yu Xiaofei on stage. You family's Longwei Group. You bastards. Why are you in batteries when you make phones? You really are damned. I can't lose. You think a phone battery will work in cars? It won't affect Future Battery. Zhu Jing kept telling himself that. But deep down he couldn't believe it. So he started plotting other ways. Talking about safety. If this crappy phone explodes, who'd still trust graphene batteries? What if someone gets poisoned or has an allergic reaction? What are you gonna do then? At this point, Zhu Jing just didn't know how to compete fairly anymore. He could only think of going for dirty tricks. Yu Xiaofei had no idea. He'd already pushed Zhu Jing over the edge. Longwei Group would be targeted by tons of smear campaigns. Of course, Yu Xiaofei was mentally prepared for this. He wouldn't be in that position if he were naive. He's definitely not just some clueless rookie. He knows launching the Xingchen 1 doesn't mean everything's set. You can't just sit back and wait for money to roll in. Victory in business isn't certain until the very end. Yu Xiaofei is ready for a long fight. Besides, Guchen already handled the hardest parts. If he can't handle the rest, how's he supposed to lead Longwei in the future? Even though we've all heard it a lot tonight about graphene batteries, I still have to mention it one more time. If a new technology only has one use, that's honestly a shame. But now, since we can use graphene in batteries, can we also make breakthroughs elsewhere? Graphene batteries might find so many more uses. Then the big screen showed a bunch of concept products. Han Zhong suddenly jumped up. His eyes were fixed on the screen, because it clearly showed a graphene-powered new energy car. Besides that, there were also sensors, transistor flexible screens, seawater desalination, materials for storing hydrogen, space materials, and more. Things you've only seen in sci-fi novels. We're right in front of everyone. Remember what I said at the beginning? This is the dawn of a new era. We believe we're on the right track. In the end, we'll redefine the future through innovation. Before today, everyone thought Yu Xiaofei was just making big promises. Which of these things could ever come true? But now that the Xingchen 1 is real, the future suddenly feels so close. It's almost within reach. Alright, that's it for today's launch. Now let me deliver on my promise. We're going to stress test the Xingchen 1. Right after, everyone saw a staff member wheel a tray of fire up on stage. Xingchen 1. The most futuristic phone. And also the safest. Yu Xiaofei picked up the Xingchen 1, connected it to the venue's sound system, and hit play. The song's called Phoenix Rebirth, paying tribute to Longwei's past and looking toward its future. I believe anyone can rise from the ashes. Yu Xiaofei finished speaking and tossed the Xingchen 1 into the fire pit. Then she took a deep bow and slowly stepped off the stage. The whole crowd erupted in applause. No one wanted to stop just yet. The flames kept burning hot. The music kept playing. The big screen still showed Xingchen 1. Bluetooth connection still on. And the explosion some people expected never happened. No one knows how long passed. But the music finally stopped. The world's first graphene battery smartphone had finished its journey. Now it was just a piece of blackened carbon, lying quietly in the ashes. Then a list of names showed up on the big screen, along with their photos and their contributions. Without these people, there'd be no Xingchen 1. Not a single attendee left. Everyone quietly watched the screen. They were all pioneers, pushing humanity forward. Finally, Guchen's name came up. Senior engineer, specially hired by Longwei Group. Freshman at Qingbei University. Chief engineer at Xingchen Tech. Holder of multiple research patents. Developer of compact graphene batteries. Tons of titles. And that incredibly handsome portrait. What does it mean to be best of the best? What does it mean to be a true prodigy? This is what the research center's all about. The crowd cheered as loud as they could. But Guchen just calmly took a sip of water. No wonder Xiaofei is so good at this. This launch was really something. The event ended, but everything it set off is still stirring things up. Just like Yu Xiaofei said, this launch is bound to start a new era. All the Longwei fans stayed up late, hoping to grab a Xingchen 1. Longwei's phones started ringing non-stop. Endless questions came pouring in. News was spreading everywhere in Longwei. And at the event scene, almost every VIP wanted to book time with Yu Xiaofei. But sadly, Yu Xiaofei had zero time for any of them. Because the boss of Longwei, Yu Song, her own grandpa, called her directly. That's right, the whole graphene battery thing. Yu Xiaofei had even kept it from her grandpa. This just goes to show how well she manages her team. She's got it fully under control. At first, Yu Song wanted to scold her properly. His precious granddaughter. This was a huge deal. And he hadn't even been told. But when he heard Yu Xiaofei speak, the old man just couldn't say anything harsh. Xiaofei. You've been working yourself to exhaustion, huh? Grandpa can tell you've lost weight. You've got to rest more. Let your team handle more work. Otherwise, why are you paying them so much? I know. Even though Grandpa gave his speech, Yu Xiaofei didn't feel worn out at all. So, Grandpa, how did you like my surprise? Pretty good, right? Now Longwei can finally stand up to those foreign bullies. Yu Song let out a heavy sigh. His granddaughter has taken so much pressure. The older generation messed up. So the young ones suffer. Xiaofei, it's all because your grandpa made a bad decision back then. And that's why our whole semiconductor industry collapsed. Yu Song blamed himself. That's why it's so hard for all of you now. Yu Xiaofei comforted him. Grandpa, you don't have to say all that. Falling behind is just temporary. We'll catch up eventually. I believe in you. You're way stronger than I ever was. Yu Song was so proud. As long as you're with Long Wei, I'm relieved. Yu Xiaofei thought. If only Grandpa were the only one in charge at home. No matter how much respect he gets. He's getting old. Eventually the power will shift. For her, being a woman and running such a huge company, there will always be obstacles. Don't say that, Grandpa. Long Wei still needs you to lead the way. Alright, enough with the flattery. Yu Song laughed. By the way, this graphene battery. Did that kid Guchen really make it? You didn't just hype him up, right? Yu Song knew. His granddaughter had always been close to Guchen. So he worried she was helping Guchen climb up. Grandpa, what are you thinking? I would never fake something like that. I get how impossible it sounds. But that's just how amazing Guchen is. You'll see more miracles from him, trust me. Even with some doubts. Yu Song knew he believed his granddaughter. I remember he never liked his grandson-in-law much. But now, with Guchen so impressive, I wonder how old he feels. Just thinking about the He family. Yu Xiaofei felt nothing for them. They almost forced her to marry into the He family as a pawn. If Grandpa's influence hadn't lasted, her relatives really would have dragged her out and handed her over. Yu Xiaofei just stayed silent. Yu Song realized that too. This mess with the He family. I shouldn't have brought it up. Let's not mind their business. Let's talk about you, Xiaofei. I've always respected your choices. But you're pushing 30 now. Yu Xiaofei rolled her eyes. 24 isn't pushing 30. Most people are still in school then. Seriously? Guchen is impressive, sure. But he's still just a kid. If you choose him, I'm worried about your future. Xiaofei's face turned red. She cut him off. I told you. I'll handle this myself. Don't worry about it. It's not like I can't find a man. I just want to focus on the company. Fine, I won't push you. Yu Song gave in. But then added. But you know my health. I really want a great-grandchild. Xiaofei felt helpless. Nagging turned into guilt-tripping. Actually, she had a male cousin. Who already had kids. But Yu Song only cared about merit. Not seniority. So, it was assumed she'd find a groom. It was her key to leading Long Wei. Alright, Grandpa. I've got to go. I have a lot to handle here. Get some rest. Remember your medicine. After hanging up, Xiaofei touched up her makeup. A celebration gala was next. Socializing at this event would be harder than the presentation. Her night was far from over. Han Zhong thought his ties to her family would make a chat easy. But he was wrong. The phone makers were relentless. Normally dignified CEOs were acting like desperate fans, waiting outside her lounge. As soon as she walked out, they swarmed her like a superstar. It made sense, though. EV batteries were still a dream. But for phones, it was a reality. If they didn't chase her, they were basically finished. Facing the crowd's enthusiasm, Xiaofei kept smiling. She made no specific promises, but guaranteed a win-win for all. These were global enterprises. Cooperation beats mutual destruction. After hearing her words, everyone got the message. They could use the batteries, but they had to pay up. That's the power of a monopoly. Pure profit without lifting a finger. After the manufacturers left, Xiaofei finally had time for Han Zhong. He didn't waste any time. Xiaofei, he asked directly. Give me the truth. Can graphene really work for cars? Yes, she replied. Guchen had promised her that morning. Even if charging speed isn't solved, current tech will still crush the competition. Han Zhong was excited. How's the data? Any tests? Compared to future battery, how does it look? Xiaofei smiled. Uncle Han, you can't ask for my whole card yet. How can I sell it if I tell you? Han Zhong rubbed his hands. She was tough to deal with. Can't you give me some confidence? This is a hard choice to make. He said helplessly. If he were the only car maker, the choice would be easy. But competition is fierce now. One wrong move and you fall behind. It could cost a fortune to catch up. That's why he couldn't decide. Like the lithography machines back then. Wet versus dry. Two paths. Life or death. Xiaofei said solemnly. Improve old tech. Or go with graphene. Uncle Han, if I were you, I wouldn't hesitate. Han Zhong thought it over. What are your terms? What does it take to join? Xiaofei smirked. She finally hooked one. Long Wei wants to build cars. But we lack production lines. We don't know the parts. Or the suppliers well. So, I need your help, Uncle Han. Han Zhong gasped. The girl was too ambitious. She wanted his whole life's work. Xiaofei, do you know what you're saying? For just one battery, you want my whole supply chain? That's not how business works. I can't agree to that. Xiaofei laughed. You're overthinking it. I just want a little help. Nothing more. And it's not just a battery. It's the whole EV industry. We'll get rich together. Progressing together. Look, niece, your family should just stick to phones. Why get into cars? Check Han Tong's reports. We make way less than you do. Xiaofei thought for a bit. 2 reasons. First, it's my grandpa's dream. You know, Longwei started with car parts. He's always wanted this. Second, someone said, we need total independence. The car industry is the key. So, I'm making my move. Who said that? Han Zhong asked. She smiled. If Han Tang joins us, he'll be your partner. Xingchen Tech. Gu Buozheng? Or his son, Gu Chen? Han Zhong caught on fast. Xiaofei nodded. Gu Chen isn't just some kid. He's my miracle boy. Han Zhong recalled the launch. The graphene battery. Gu Chen really made it? Another skeptic. Xiaofei had a headache. Gu Chen would be proving himself forever. She said, I know it's hard. You don't trust Xingchen. Or me. You want to wait for a clear sign. But the price will go up then. You saw those phone makers. When they sell graphene phones, they'll pay me for every step. Just like how tech companies pay the US for everything. If you wait until then, you won't be free. So, Uncle Han, what's it going to be? Freedom or submission? Her words were persuasive. And if you hesitate, your rivals might not. In business, courage is everything. Han Zhong was impressed. 3 days ago, she said wait. Told him to be cautious. Now, she says be decisive. Basically, give me money is the way. Xiaofei, no one else can give you what you want. Foreign brands especially won't help you build cars. He stated plainly. Xiaofei chuckled. That is a problem. Then we'll just work harder. Longwei's cash should suffice. How long until we can build our own? And by then, will your batteries keep up with ours? Han Zhong sighed deeply. Give me some time. Of course. You can have it, she said. But you know, time is a funny thing. If our research leaps forward, and the gap widens, the price goes up. But if it fails, then your gamble paid off. Han Zhong looked at her. The Yu family raised a monster. She really knows how to push buttons. It's getting late. It's been a long day. Get some rest, Uncle Han. Xiaofei ended the negotiation. If Gu Chen hadn't messaged her, it was hard for him to talk to Han Zhong this way. But the results look good now. Based on his knowledge of Han Zhong, Han Tang Motors should be secured. Since Han Zhong has always been a gambler. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been so stubborn about making new energy vehicles. Compared to his previous choices, this one is much easier to manage. Are you going back to the apartment, CEO Yu? Since Yu Xiaofei had been drinking, her secretary took over as the driver. Yu Xiaofei was about to nod, but then said, to the R&D center. Arriving at the lab entrance, it was exactly as she expected. Gu Chen was in there alone. Longwei offers great benefits to researchers. The base salary is already high enough, so employees usually don't work overtime. Also, after the press conference, a happy Yu Xiaofei had the office send a notice, giving everyone tomorrow off. So basically everyone had gone home. But Gu Chen was still here, toiling away at his lab bench. What genius nonsense. Success only comes from hard work. Nothing is just born that way. Back in the States, to create the graphene battery, how much blood and sweat did Gu Chen put in? Yet as soon as he returned, he gave his most important work to her. Partly due to Gu Guozheng's company crisis, but also out of pure trust in her. Gu Chen, my dear brother, I will never let you down in this life. Too bad Gu Chen couldn't hear her thoughts. Letting his big sister keep this beautiful misunderstanding forever. During this period, smooth research made Gu Chen very confident. He felt he didn't need the whole break to finish the system tasks. But now he's truly hit a bottleneck. Charging speed is too hard to increase. The top EVs currently on the market can already charge for 10 minutes to get a 1,000-mile range. But their current scaled up. Graphene batteries can't fast charge like phones. A product like that only has a simple range advantage. It's far from the dominant battery Gu Chen wants. So he needs to seize every single minute. He even turned down Li Yu's invitation to her birthday party. Gu Chen originally thought that based on the small graphene battery and the design blueprints, extending it to an EV charging interface would surely allow fast charging. After all, EV voltage and current are far beyond what cell phones use. But the reality was quite harsh. This made Guchen face the facts. Small graphene batteries and EV battery packs are different things. Everything needs to be redesigned from scratch. As if to taunt Guchen, the damn system actually put up a new item in the store. Blueprints for an EV graphene battery pack. Guchen could buy it for 20 million. But he wouldn't let the system rip him off. He will finish this project himself. About to ask the system if the store had any side effect free energy potions. Guchen knew he'd be up for a while. And he couldn't ruin his health. Otherwise, the girls back at school would be heartbroken. But before his consciousness entered, a scent of perfume hit him. And Guchen felt himself grabbed. It just felt soft. An indescribable sensation. Yu Xiaofei firmly turned Guchen around. You've worked so hard, little brother. My heart aches for you. But before Guchen could react, he lost something very important. Of course, he might have lost that as a young child. But childhood hugs and kisses don't count. This time, his heart was truly racing. Alcohol and perfume filled his senses. The boy could only sigh helplessly. Earning a living isn't easy these days. Forget the all-nighters. Now I have to babysit a drunk boss. I definitely need a raise tomorrow. The next morning, Yu Xiaofei was woken by a ringing phone. Last night, Guchen had thoughtfully turned it on, so she wouldn't miss important calls. And stop making money for him. Rubbing her aching temples, Yu Xiaofei sat up in bed. Finding her clothes still perfectly on, she actually felt a bit annoyed. This kid is really hopeless. He didn't even help take my coat off. After washing up and leaving the dorm, Yu Xiaofei didn't rush back to the office. She stopped by the lab. Guchen was already at work. Looks like another all-nighter. Chen, you can't push yourself like this. Go to sleep right now. Yu Xiaofei really wanted to just cut the power to the whole lab. Guchen smiled and replied, I'm young. How could I sleep? I'm fine, Xiaofei. You must be busy. Go get to work. Remember to eat breakfast. No, Chen. Listen to me. This isn't how you work. If something happens to you, how do I face your parents? Yu Xiaofei pulled Guchen up, determined to get him out of the lab. Guchen was at a total loss. He just spent $1 million last night. In the system store. On a side effect free energy potion. He was ready to work full throttle. If Yu Xiaofei stops him now, it's a total waste of money. Okay, Xiaofei. I'll listen to you. I'm going to sleep now. Guchen couldn't resist her, so he tried to compromise. Let me walk you out. Then I'll go straight to bed. Yu Xiaofei didn't buy it. I'm taking you home. And he will watch you. The $1 million potion just kicked in, so there was no way he could sleep. Sis, going home is too much trouble. If we keep wasting time, the execs and partners looking for you won't be able to wait. Making them wait is what matters. Yu Xiaofei was firm. Guchen gave in. Xiaofei, the dorm door's here. Don't you have master control? You can lock any room. Just lock the door, and I won't be able to get out. I promise to be a good boy and sleep. Yu Xiaofei felt something was off. But it was a good suggestion. Plus, his home was too far away. A trip there was too much trouble. Better to let him sleep here. Fine, I'll walk you to your room. After locking Guchen's room and setting the monitors to run in the background, she finally left the center relieved. She then started replying to her messages. But back in the dorm, Guchen certainly wasn't sleeping. Xiao Dai, is Xiaofei far away yet? Alright, open the door. And remember to make the cameras malfunction. Hee, Sister Xiaofei. Your brother here is a jack of all trades. Just focus on your work. No need to worry about me. While the siblings were battling wits, the first batch of partners who got the Star One in hand also jumped into action. They launched their live streams right away and introduced the Star One to viewers as soon as possible. Lao Bai Tech Review is currently the top tech reviewer online. He also got his hands on the Star One. Even though morning is not prime time for streaming, as soon as he went live today, the number of viewers instantly hit a new high. Shows how much influence and pull the Star One has. As usual, he started by showing off the packaging box. The sides are shaped with a graphene hexagonal pattern. The top shows a night sky filled with stars. Then he props up the lid. You see a phoenix rising from the ashes. Opening the package, first thing inside is a gold-plated postcard. On it, it says, "Welcome to a new era." Known for his objective reviews, even Lao Bai couldn't help but get subjective this time. This packaging design easily feels worth $1,000. As soon as he picked up the phone, Lao Bai gave his first impression. Light, it's really light. After getting used to other phones, holding the Star One, It hardly feels like a phone at all. He showed the phone, accessories, and then did a weight test. After a round of reviews, it matched up almost exactly with Yu Xiaofei's presentation. Dragonway's fans in the live stream finally felt reassured. Of course, the core test is turning it on. That's what everyone was waiting for. Smoothness, performance, network connection, all that stuff. Since it uses Dragonway's top specs available so far, there were basically no problems. What people cared the most was gaming tests. They wanted to see if this graphene battery was really as awesome as Yu Xiaofei hyped. Suddenly all the review streams turned into gaming streams. They started testing battery life and phone heat. By noon, Dragonway fans were already celebrating 2 hours of heavy gaming and only 1% battery drop. Performance like this matches the lab numbers Yu Xiaofei gave. Dragonway rules. Homegrown tech rising up. Each live stream was filled with comments. Now everyone's just mad they don't have enough money. Or enough luck. Since they didn't score a star one. Just hoping Yu Xiaofei keeps his promise. About the affordable graphene phone. Su Yuqing was totally lost in her break. And the two sisters only found out the next day from the news about what happened with the star one. After catching up on the launch and some stream highlights, they still couldn't believe it. Is Guchen just insanely talented or what? Lin Churen, like a lot of others, couldn't help but suspect Yu Xiaofei is hyping Guchen up. So she hugged Su Yuqing tightly. My dear Hao Yuqing, your opponent is just too strong. Let's just give up on that playboy. But Su Yuqing didn't think much about it. She just clenched her fists. Guchen is already putting his knowledge to work. And she still felt like just a plain student, not knowing how to do anything. How could she ever keep up with Guchen in the future? Suddenly, let's go to Yendu. Let's check out the school. But we still have so many places to explore in Nanzhou. We can visit Yendu anytime, right? Lin Churen had no idea what Su Yuqing was really thinking. I'm booking flights now. Let's just go register at school. Inside the Dragonway Group building, Yu Xiaofei didn't immediately meet the visiting business partners. He pushed all related plans to tomorrow. Right at this moment, Dragonway was holding an internal meeting, arranging follow-ups for Star One. It took less than 5 minutes yesterday, and all the pre-orders sold out. Right now, we must get these phones shipped on time. That's the most important thing. Next, boost our production. Pulling that keep people waiting stuff might work as marketing, but it's pretty shady. We can't keep doing this. Mr. Liu, sorry to trouble you lately. Please check on every factory. And quality control has to be strict. That's our lifeline. Lastly, the PR team. Things won't be easy for you guys soon. I hope you're prepared. Yu Xiaofei looked serious, like a storm was brewing, even though things were good right now. That's the end of today's meeting. Once we wrap up this phase, before Gen 2 is out, the company will give everyone some time off. And you'll get the bonuses you deserve. Thank you for your hard work. Turns out, Yu Xiaofei's worries weren't for nothing. While Dragonway was having its meeting, Zhu Jing had hurried back to Jiangqing for another meeting. Gotta say, Zhu Jing is definitely tough. After a night of panic and fear, he had totally pulled himself together. Now, standing in front of a room full of angry investors, Zhu Jing's eyes were bloodshot, staring right at the screen in front of him. On it, the words, graphene battery, were huge. The meeting had almost lasted an hour. Zhu Jing hadn't said a single word. Even when he entered the room and took a punch from a furious Eugene Liu, he didn't react. He just quietly sat down, put up the screen, and let everyone argue all they wanted. The whole debate in the meeting was how to deal with the shock from graphene batteries and keep future batteries relevant. But what the shareholders really wanted was their money back from Zhu Jing. They wanted out. They didn't want to play this future battery thing anymore. Ever since the Dragonway launch, it's obvious to everyone. The battery industry is about to change big time. Traditional battery companies like Future Battery may not collapse right away, but the road ahead is foggy. With all that happening, trying to take Future Battery public was never gonna work. No IPO means no big profits. So why would anyone want to stay with Zhu Jing? Future Battery only managed to pull in so much cash because everyone thought it would go big after IPO. Now that dream is gone, these ruthless investors aren't going to show a bit of mercy. Zhu Jing, stop acting pitiful. Today you gotta show us the numbers. How much can Future Battery even sell for? We want our money out. Even after punching Zhu Jing, Eugene Liu was still pissed. He was the first to call Zhu Jing out. Zhu Jing stared at Eugene Liu, wishing he could beat this fat idiot to death. If it weren't for you, How could you family's future battery be in this position? You loser. Dragonway has that damn graphene thing. Why didn't you know? Eugene Liu, why aren't you dead yet? Don't blame us for being heartless, Mr. Zhu. Someone said in a milder tone. That's just business. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We lost this time. But you can't drag us down with you. It's hard for everyone. We've already invested enough. Give us some money back. Zhu Jing laughed. Yesterday, these people were acting like old friends. But today, they've already turned their backs on him. It's disgusting. Stop playing dumb, Zhu Jing. What now? Say something at least. Finally, Zhu Jing stood up, walked to the front, and slowly spoke. I, Zhu Jing, CEO of Future Battery. Ask everyone to keep their commitments. The moment he finished, everyone stared at Zhu Jing like he was crazy. Eugene Liu immediately exploded. Are you out of your mind? You're still asking us to invest? For what? Who would buy your crappy batteries? When there's something better, and graphene costs about the same, why buy your stuff? Your crappy batteries are just. Zhu Jing, do you have a death wish? We're not sticking around for this. Wendy Fund has to be responsible to its shareholders. We won't be investing in Future Battery anymore. Zhu Jing looked up, scanning everyone one by one. Do you know what happens if you pull out now? My own loss doesn't mean much. But what about the factory workers? What about the people developing Future Battery? And all those hardworking researchers? This isn't just about the people in this room. It's about more than 20 of us. It's about thousands of families' lives. Eugene Liu sneered with contempt. Zhu Jia, don't play that card with us. Why should we care about their lives? Emotional appeals don't work in business. Without those people, could we have even planned for Future Battery's IPO? Think about it, without their efforts, would we even have an upcoming listing? Now with just a little setback, you're ready to bail? Isn't that totally irresponsible? Eugene Liu couldn't take it anymore. Man, I want to take responsibility too. But I'm not dying for this. Let them live instead, huh? If you're that good, make a graphene battery yourself. Zhu Jing laughed out loud. Graphene batteries are just newborns. Are you all really this scared? Maybe we can't make Future Battery right now. But that doesn't mean Future Battery can't compete with graphene batteries. Zhu Jing's eyes turned red. He glared furiously at everyone. Anyone who knows Zhu Jing recognizes that look. Back when Zhu Jing got dumped by all the automakers, he swore he'd make a comeback. And this is the same determination. Eugene Liu, up to now, you've only put in about 13 million for Future Battery. I can get you your money in 2 weeks. After that, you're done with Future Battery. When Future Battery goes public, just don't buy our shares. Zhu Jing looked straight at Eugene Liu and said, word by word. Eugene Liu was stunned. What do you mean by that? Are we losing money? Zhu Jia, what are you getting at? You still think Future Battery can go public? Why not? As long as we can sell the battery, we're good to list. The others were confused too. President Zhu, what are you really saying? Do you have a way to take on graphene batteries? Zhu Jing didn't answer right away. He just sat down. Then he played a video on the projector. What was playing? Was part of yesterday's Star Gen 1 launch. Why are you showing this? Think we aren't pissed off enough yet? Someone snapped. Zhu Jing pointed at the burning flames on the screen and spoke slowly. Our opportunity is right here. Same thing I said before. Why should we fear a newborn? Someone instantly got Zhu Jing's meaning. You mean public opinion, right? Zhu Jing smiled. Exactly. Public opinion. Competition isn't just about who has the better product. It's about who wins people's trust. It's like a war. If the people turn against you, even the best weapons are pointless. Eugene Liu was even more confused. What are you guys talking about? Can you explain it more clearly? Zhu Jing played the video again. President Yu, think about it. Why did your niece stress safety so much at the launch? Why did she end with a reborn from the fire demo? What's the point of that? Eugene Liu suddenly got it. Yeah, who talks about safety at a phone launch? No one does these days. Zhu Jing continued. Because they're scared. And not scared of the phone having problems, but of people's fear. So they keep stressing it, hoping to kill that fear. But the only thing that eases fear is time. And time is enough for us to reach our goals. Haha, now I get it. No wonder you're the boss, Zhu Jing. You definitely see farther than we do. A shareholder stood and applauded. Sorry if I was rude just now. So, let's talk about next steps. Eugene Liu still didn't totally get it. Sorry, I'm still confused. Even though everyone wanted to kick Eugene Liu out, Zhu Jing chose to hold back. As long as he keeps putting money in, 1 punch a day is no big deal. So he spoke patiently. President Yu, when airplanes were invented, did you dare fly? When cars were invented, did carriages disappear overnight? This is about people's fear of the unknown. Even if there's a graphene battery car today, would you buy it? Phones are just small gadgets. Cars can actually be deadly. And why did Longway's graphene batteries only go into phones? If it's that good, why not use it in cars? They'd make way more money. Especially with government subsidies for new energy. Don't tell me Longway doesn't want to make money. So, the truth is, they can't really use graphene batteries in cars. Our future battery is still the top dog in this field. So, who's still scared? The room burst into applause. Zhu Jing's words made everyone see things clearly. He swept away all the worries of last night. So next, let me lay out my plan for you all. I hope you'll support me. Trust me, I want future battery to IPO. More than anyone here. Yu Jinglu quieted down. He sat obediently in his seat. The others all looked at Zhu Jing too. Those last words just restored their confidence. But these people aren't easily swayed. They won't change their minds that quickly. The real choice depends on Zhu Jing's strategy. Will he satisfy them? First, future battery storage capacity can be raised by 10%. Compared to current car batteries, our product still has a huge edge. That should have been amazing news. But after yesterday's graphene battery news, an extra 10% doesn't seem like much. It's still kinda underwhelming. Just then, someone who knows batteries and worked their way up from R&D asked, President Zhu, your old data was balanced. Now with 10% more storage, how do you guarantee safety? Zhu Jing's eyes narrowed. He answered firmly, you don't need to worry about that. If Longway can stress safety, and we've always made car batteries, we won't make that kind of mistake. I promise there won't be a problem. Now everyone was relieved. Zhu Jing's been doing batteries for over 10 years. No way he'd overlook this. President Zhu, what's next? Just a 10% boost won't attract people. Second, marketing. President Zhu, don't forget, Longway lives in the phone business. If we compete in marketing, can we beat them? Zhu Jing smiled at President Liu. Which is harder, getting clothes dirty, or cleaning them? Even if they're marketing pros, can they handle dirt being thrown at them non-stop? Everyone got what Zhu Jing meant. Some weren't sure. Isn't this kind of thing unethical? Zhu Jing scoffed. Remember what I said earlier? When employees of Future Battery are present, why don't you care about loyalty and honor? This fight is a life-or-death battle. Do we really need to worry about that right now? Everyone fell silent. When we can't win, we break the rules. That's normal in any competition. We stir up fear in people's minds and plant the seed deep inside everyone. Like it's already the 21st century. A lot of people hear food additives and instantly think it's unhealthy. They get scared when they hear about GM foods. If the Star One explodes, would people think graphene batteries are going to explode too? Would buyers dare to get cars with graphene batteries then? But Mr. Zhu, why would graphene batteries explode? Its main element is carbon. It's naturally stable. That's one of graphene's biggest advantages. Zhu Jing got mad. If graphene batteries are so good, then go work for Longway. Why are you still here? That person lowered their head and said nothing. People are really out of line lately. How can they keep interrupting the boss? It's just so rude. Even if graphene batteries don't explode, we're going to make them blow up. If they really can't explode, we'll make people believe that they could. That's marketing. If marketing doesn't spread rumors, what is it? After cursing everyone out, Zhu Jing cleared his throat and continued. Finally, we need to grab orders from the big car companies. So I hope everyone puts in more effort. We need those car companies on our side to take on this monster, the graphene battery. Car makers know their stuff. They won't be fooled like regular buyers. They only care about real results and performance. If Future Battery can't beat graphene, even if we're close to them, they just won't cooperate with us. A shareholder calmly analyzed. Zhu Jing replied seriously. I said it before. Longway can't use graphene batteries in cars right now. Small batteries versus big packs are practically two different fields. Given Star One's limited supply, Longway hasn't had graphene tech for long. Do you really think they'll get it into cars anytime soon? That's our chance. One side is possibly superior graphene batteries. The other is mass-produced and massively improved Future Battery. Add in public fear for new stuff. Who do you think car companies will choose? Yu Jingru jumped in. What if, just what if, Longway actually can use graphene batteries in cars? But just hasn't announced it yet. Like with the Star One. Before the launch event, who knew Yu Xiaofei would pull off that huge bomb? As soon as she finished, everyone's heart skipped a beat. Is Yu Xiaofei really messing with people like this? Zhu Jing was shocked too. But he quickly snapped out of it and loudly shot back. No way. Everyone knows old man Yu wants to build cars. It's common knowledge. But Longwei never had the means to make cars. If Yu Xiaofei had this tech, he would look for partners. Why would he hide it? He kept Star One secret because he wanted to dominate the smartphone game. But in cars, Longwei's a newbie. Why hide it? Folks, we have to pull in even more car companies. Bring them to our side. If our ship has enough passengers, it won't sink. Go check history. Who won between innovators and traditionalists? Who were the winners? People like Copernicus and Galileo. How did things turn out for them? Zhu Jing nearly roared. This is our golden window. We all want to make money. As long as we hang on, the future is ours. When our advantage is big enough, what then? Isn't graphene battery ours in the end? Tech never rules the world. Capital does. Everyone's expression started to shift. Zhu Jing finally breathed a sigh of relief. Looking at the faces around him, he knew he'd won over this money-grubbing crew. Mr. Zhu, the future's in your hands now. The next round of funds will be sent to Future soon. The first shareholder spoke up. Honestly, I agree. That graphene battery thing doesn't seem reliable. Cars need traditional battery packs. As more shareholders weighed in, Zhu Jing's meeting ended smoothly today. He solved Future Battery's crisis. After everyone had left, Zhu Jing slumped in his chair, worn out, staring at the ceiling lost in thought. After a long while, he pulled out his phone and called. Where have you been today? Why didn't you answer any calls? The whole R&D department blew up. Did you know? What should we do? Faced with the questioning on the phone, Zhu Jing gave no explanation. He just said slowly, Teacher, get ready. Launch Future number 2 everywhere. The other end was stunned for a moment, then yelled, You're crazy. Don't you know the issues number 2 has? People can die from it. Teacher, we have no time. Those problems aren't that serious. If we don't go all in now, there won't be another chance. Trust me. You lunatic. The teacher angrily hung up. Zhu Jing smashed his phone in fury, then headed straight for R&D. No matter what, his 3 plans must be carried out. He can't afford to care anymore. He just wants to get listed. Once the company goes public, he's a success. Those damn shareholders can go to hell. Those money-loving idiots. How can they get rich doing nothing? If you don't play fair, then don't blame me for fighting dirty. Breaking news, Longwei Star 1 explosion happened. Victim's face got badly burned. The pictures were horrific. On China's biggest tech forum, that post quickly shot to the top. But actually, in this kind of pro forum, you can't smear Star 1. The most liked reply was, Nope. My pre-ordered Star 1 ships in a week. Where did OP get theirs? Are you a Longwei insider or a reviewer? But as far as I know, all 12 Star 1 units sent to reviewers are doing stress battery tests. Most replies attacked the OP. Some even cussed them out. At least the old marketing trolls used a pic. Now it costs nothing to spread rumors. Just make a random post. Poor Longwei. Which company hired these trolls? Such shameless mudslinging will bite you back someday. Everyone calls the OP an idiot. Netizens had a good laugh and cursed for almost half an hour. The forum admins finally deleted the post. That post was such obvious slander and fake news. It should have been deleted earlier. But the forum didn't want to lose the traffic. They figured everyone understood anyway. So they just left it up a bit longer. Then suddenly, boom. Tons of similar smear posts popped up everywhere. Some marketing accounts even copied it from the forum, trying to prove they're actually involved. Claiming it was official forum info. That the Starchin 1 is a huge safety risk. Now the post has been handled by PR. With the fake news about Starchin 1 spreading, specific attacks about graphene batteries took off too. Rumors started spreading about them. Are graphene batteries really being used widely yet? With such a short timeline, how did Longwei finish and pass safety tests? So-called new materials, getting used in phones so easily. Aren't they being careless with people's safety? So what exactly is graphene, really? Is it good or bad for our lives? How could a graphene battery actually explode? Let's look at this logically. Is there any risk the Starchin 1 could explode? All kinds of messages like this quickly spread all over the internet. This was a real buzzkill for people excited about the launch. Really poured cold water on them. Even though most people knew it was fake. How do you even argue back? Using facts just takes time. Now, lots of Longwei execs are worried. After Starchin 1 really gets to customers, if something goes wrong, even if it doesn't, what if someone tries to fake a problem on purpose? In the PR department, even with Yu Xiaofei warning them ahead of time, still, this storm caught them off guard. Nobody has great solutions right now. They can only keep working on damage control, posting all kinds of content to push back against the negative stuff. If graphene batteries aren't safe, then honestly, no battery is safe. Chemically and physically speaking, carbon is way more stable than lithium, sulfur, or lead. It's much steadier. Let's check out Longwei's factory and see how a graphene battery is made. Every battery is built to be safe. Not just phones. Even the auto industry is getting hyped about the future of batteries. Graphene batteries are all over the trending topics. Heard graphene batteries aren't very safe. So if they're in cars, isn't that risky? Don't think that far ahead. Even Rowie just came out with a graphene battery. It's not happening that fast. Putting it into cars? Even if they do, I wouldn't buy one. What if it blows up, then what? Dude, did you not finish elementary school? Can you learn a bit about graphene batteries before you open your mouth? Forget it, stop arguing. Gas cars are still the mainstream. If you drive an EV, get out of here. Come on, what year is this? Still buying gas cars? Guess you really think your salary's too high. Citibank Petroleum here. Yeah, that's right, keep driving gas cars. If you guys stop using gas, how can I raise prices? You'll see, I believe. Graphene battery cars are coming soon. It won't take long. We'll put you gas car guys in the ground. I agree. If tech keeps moving forward, phones have it, no reason cars can't. There's no real reason it wouldn't work in cars. I'm Team EV, but even if graphene battery cars come out, I wouldn't buy one yet. I'll stick with regular batteries for now. Don't want to be a guinea pig. You're right, better safe than sorry. Can't joke around with your own life. All the drama and fighting online. Yu Xiaofei doesn't have time to deal with it. After handling things inside Longwei, he set up a preliminary deal with a bunch of phone makers. They reached a first agreement. Yu Xiaofei still didn't get any rest. Today, a big VIP came to the company. The world's top tech company. Apple Tech City's China VP, She. She originally came from China, then got US citizenship. Even changed his name. He used to teach at Princeton University, then joined Apple Tech, and came back to lead their China branch. Yu Xiaofei and she have known each other a long time. When Yu was studying at Princeton, his advisors team worked with She a lot. That's how he met him. He saw him as a top talent who left China. Professor She. Long time no see. Yu Xiaofei offered a pretty warm handshake. She shook hands politely. Been years, huh? You really are impressive. No wonder Professor Lena always said you were her best student. She almost regrets you didn't keep going for your PhD. That's the one thing she'll always regret. Yu Xiaofei just smiled. Studying was for a better life. Staying in school forever just sounds boring. Otherwise, why did you leave Princeton, Professor She? She laughed out loud. You figured it out a lot sooner than I did. I wasted way too much time. Professor, let's skip the nostalgia. You've been back for a few years now. First time visiting Longwei, right? Let me give you the tour. I'm honored. After finishing up all the formalities, Yu Xiaofei, his close team, and She's group finally sat down to negotiate. During the tour, She flat out asked to see Longwei's R&D center. Yu Xiaofei, of course, said no. Honestly, he was surprised she was so direct. But thinking about it, it makes sense. Apple Tech City is used to being a tech giant. They're used to looking down on others. Other companies. So naturally they didn't take Longwei seriously. Even though Longwei is already a top domestic company. In their eyes, my coming to your company is doing you a favor, and letting me see your R&D is like a gift. Maybe they'll give you tips, too. It's not being rude. It's being generous. But even with all that in mind, when he saw She's partnership offer, Yu Xiaofei felt totally disgusted. Dealing with Apple Tech before, he never thought they'd be this bad. Actually, you hadn't really dealt with Apple Tech much before. It was mostly just seeing a few execs at the shared factory. At most, met a few when using the same factories. Because at Apple Tech, once they started dominating the others, they didn't care about competition anymore. So honestly, the fact they're even coming to negotiate with Longwei, and that she came personally, is actually pretty huge. Normally, they should at least pay some patent fee, right? But sharing it? What does that even mean? They could just take it. But they're making a big show with this deal. So touching. She looked confused. I worked so hard yesterday, just to get a spot for strategic partnership from headquarters. You know, Longwei's the first Chinese company to get into Apple Tech. Yu Xiaofei is speechless. So he should feel honored. And just hand over his technology? Sorry, Professor. You really should talk to headquarters again. I hope we can have a fair conversation. Longwei isn't a subsidiary of Fruit. Hick's face grew grim. Do you know what you're saying? Do you really think just graphene battery tech is enough to threaten us? I advise you to think twice. If you miss this chance, I'm not coming again. If Fruit keeps acting like this, I don't want you to come, Professor. Yu Xiaofei feels annoyed and stops being polite. Hick stands up. He shouts, Yu Xiaofei, do you know Fruit's influence in city? If you insist on your way, Longwei will face disaster. Yu Xiaofei shudders inside. What do you mean? Hick's face is calm again. He says slowly, this is a global world. No one survives alone. Longwei, sure, you're making fast progress in chip research. But can you really manufacture them? Today's smartphones are the result of advanced human tech. I hope Longwei doesn't get stuck in its ways. Let's share technology. It benefits everyone. Yu Xiaofei wants to kick Hick out. But he can't. He sits down powerless. Yu Xiaofei changes his tone. Graphene battery tech. Longwei will never share it. And it's not even Longwei's tech. Actually, it was developed by Stardust Tech. I can't decide for Stardust Tech. Hick doesn't buy it. Stardust Tech? Why bother lying to me? How could a little workshop pull this off? President Yu. The deal I brought today shows enough sincerity. Sign it. I'm sure Longwei phones will sell overseas. At least 50% more. You know how much profit that is. Isn't growing together better? Yu Xiaofei's fist turns pale under the table. He thought with graphene batteries, he could talk as equal to Fruit, but still suffers their cold humiliation. Reality is way harsher than he expected. Watching Yu Xiaofei's face change, Hick chuckles. He reopens the contract and puts it in front of Yu Xiaofei. This is Longwei's best shot. You'll stay the big player in China and expand a lot overseas. As for leading humanity's future, let Fruit handle it. We're more experienced in that anyway.